recording already. This is great. Go ahead. No, say what you were saying, Stet. The mics are hot now.
Hot mic.
I don't even know where we was at.
I don't even know where we're at. I don't know where we were at. I don't know where we are at now because I cannot see the screen. I am just going to go ahead and freeball this. No pause because I'm a lady. Press play. We are back. Fair to say, episode 21.
21.
As Stet has been saying all morning, we are legal now.
Yes.
Yay.
It is official.
21, we stamped
21.
now.
That's a lucky number, right? 21?
21.
It's a milestone. I think everybody celebrates that birth year for sure. Does 21 important to anybody else for anything else?
Everybody just wants to be able to go to the club or drink alcohol.
But it's fair to say everybody's probably went to the club and was drinking before 21.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
No. Exactly.
No?
I don't count.
No? Angel?
I don't count. I don't drink.
Oh.
I took
You
my
didn't even
club,
drink
though.
then?
No, I was in the club for sure. I was for sure in the club. I took my ID on 21 and went to the liquor store and bought a bottle just because.
That's what I'm saying. I think most people just do it because. Wait, you never drink at all?
I didn't
when you were young?
I didn't take my first drink till my 25th birthday.
Damn.
Was there a reason why or what?
I mean, it hurts my stomach, but other than that, no. I just know I like being in control of my everything.
Yeah,
don't tell me what I did tomorrow. Don't
Yeah,
tell me
I
what
wanna
I
know,
did
right?
last night tomorrow. I don't want to know.
So
Like,
you don't pace yourself, basically. is what I'm
nah,
hearing.
not at all. I just don't feel like it's fun. You're gonna drink. Everybody's gonna drink and have
sure.
that day.
So has there been an incident though where you
I've been drunk
and then
once.
they're like, oh my God, Illa, guess what you did?
Yes, I've been drunk one time in my life, and I got into an argument with a man outside of a club. I was in the little get air area, the little smoking area.
Yeah.
And this guy walked past, and he was wearing a kufi, but I was drunk apparently. I was recanted this story. I don't remember this, but I kept asking him, it was a black man wearing a kufi, and I kept asking him, was he wearing a yarmulke? And he was getting hella mad. And then I realized that at that time too, apparently it was Hanukkah too. So I kept saying Hanukkah. I realized Hanukkah and yarmulke rhyme.
Oh my
So
Lord.
I started freestyling.
Yep, I knew
and he
childish
got
was
hella
coming.
mad. And my sister-
So you that goofy, annoying girl when she get drunk. Keep you away from the liquor.
Apparently I'm a happy drunk, but
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what do y'all think is better, the angry drunk, the happy drunk, the emotional drunk? Because some people can either get turned up, want to start beating motherfuckers' ass, or some people can just get emotional, like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
That's what I hate about liquor. But yeah, speaking about episode 21 being legal, new face at the table today.
Yeah.
We got my boy from suburban LA, Scottie, in the building.
Scottie too hottie.
Let's go. I'm here,
Whoa,
man.
dog, I see. I'm gonna let you say that.
I
Scottie.
did.
Scottie, no, you can't say that.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna let her give you nicknames and shit to the men.
Dipset.
I feel it.
Yeah, he all Joel Santana
I swear
edition
to God,
today.
I was
Joel
gonna say
Santana
that.
Jr.
Bro, I look wild, though.
No,
You ain't see my
You
nigga.
pulling it
Rock
off.
it.
I'm pulling up.
You put out, you know what I'm saying? Dipset Jr.
I'm in my trying shit area right now, so I'm just trying different little swag shit. So
You
we'll
know,
see.
I've noticed that about you. And speaking of alcohol is one of the things that you be trying different ones of. You be going
for
on your
sure.
little
Yeah, I mean,
You a drinker?
I am a drinker. I really drink Hennessy. Like, that's my shit.
Still?
Was on? Yeah, never left.
How old are you?
Never
Let me
left.
ask.
28.
look at the nigga roof. Yes, he
left.
drinks Hennessy. Look at that hat and
Hennessy
scarf
is
combo.
crazy.
But you know what I'm saying? You got my espresso martinis.
Yeah.
Every summer I switch drinks. It really depends on what the female's drinking. Like last year it was lemon drops.
It's a vibe.
This year, espresso martini king, which I really do love. I see a lot of y'all drinking them right now. So
Everybody's
So,
been
yeah,
drinking
okay.
those. I feel like that's just a recipe for a hangover.
The espresso
Espresso
martinis?
martinis?
Yeah.
Because it's coffee mixed with...
It's coffee and alcohol.
Yeah, see, that's...
Oh, yeah.
My girl did that shit and she was so twisted. I'm like, what were you... Why did you drink
It's
that?
beautiful.
Damn near not even gonna make it to the end of the night with the nigga. You gonna have to take a stop at the restroom.
That's fucking with your whole everything. Your blood levels. You got caffeine coming in with also like another upper of liquor. It's like
What's up?
your
yeah.
heart is literally up.
I mean, I love coffee. Like I want to start a coffee company. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I've been
word?
drinking coffee since I was like 11.
The same.
Like I literally drink coffee every
That's
single day, maybe
crazy.
2-3 times a day. So
Oh God,
damn.
yeah.
putting liquor with it was perfect. Like,
Yeah.
match.
Sheesh.
I always think about how people come up with new drinks. Like, what made you do that day? Like, what made the bartender that day be like, you know what? I'm gonna put a shot of coffee in this martini.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
Motherfuckers,
That's what I'm saying.
alcoholics.
Oh
You
God.
feel me?
Like, I just always think that, but I don't know. Alcohol is interesting to me. I would love to like partake if I really just thought about it too long.
I feel really weird when I see people, I don't know why, just that drink during the day. I feel like day drinking to me means that you're a little bit more addicted to it. And it's just, you know, it could be a bold take, but I just feel like, to me, alcohol was introduced as like a nighttime evening party turn up thing. When I was younger, when we were 16, 17, trying to sneak and drink, it was like, we want to get that to party. And it was always in the nighttime. So when I got older and you start to see people who wake up, and no offense to the people who do, everybody got their vices. I wake up and roll a blunt, but people who wake up and just go straight to liquor, it makes me feel like, damn, like, that's life rough? Or is it,
So you anti-mimosa?
No.
Yeah, I don't drink. I mean, y'all might catch me out here once in a while that will actually drink. I don't drink hard liquor probably maybe once a year,
Really?
twice a year. I might drink hard liquor. It has to be in an event or a social environment where I feel like turning up with the homies, or I feel like going to like a birthday party. I'm like, fuck it, I'll have a shot with y'all.
Yeah.
But on a regular, don't drink at all. It's just not my cup of tea. Like you said, mess with my stomach. And I like to be in control. Once my head starts spinning or I can't kind of snap out of it. If I can't snap out of it, I don't want to partake.
Yeah.
So why do you think people drink in the morning time? Because, you know, I see people drinking like beers, liquor, you know what I mean?
What you trying to say?
I ain't trying to call no names, you know what I'm saying?
Who drinking?
I was a little.
It depends. I think everything.
Frog in my throat. My bad, John.
It depends how you doing it. Like if you wake up in the morning and drink like you would hit the blunt, you have issues.
So you call them, so you're saying you're alcoholic?
You got issues.
So you saying
If you need it to function in the morning.
Need it, want it, whatever. If you wake up in the morning.
But that's why I said, are we anti-mimosa? Because that's the breakfast drink.
But
People go, I mean, we're going to say brunch, but it's breakfast.
Listen, if you're not on,
I would tolerate that.
if you're not out somewhere or with a group of people and it's in an event type atmosphere, like we out the country early morning, drink all day, cool. If it's Tuesday, you at home and you wake up like, I need a mimosa, you got issues.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around that.
So you
He's
say
like six over there in the back drinking orange juice, wishing he had the champagne.
Right.
Yeah, no, to do that, like you said, on a regular day, if you just drink at the crib, you got like a mini bar at your crib, I'm kind of skeptical, bro. Like,
You got issues.
So how would you feel if you came on the show, since this is your first time, right?
Yeah.
And I had a beer right here and I was drinking
This
it
is crazy.
for the show. How would you feel?
This is crazy propaganda.
He in
This
his
is crazy
seat.
propaganda right
Yeah,
here.
they trying to, with Pot Lord.
Yeah, I was like,
I love you, brother. That's the issue. We gotta do some background research and figure out what's going on.
Oh, man.
That's wild.
I mean, okay, but
Unless it's like, we doing a show. I got us all beers. We're doing as a collective.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily
But like,
say
come here, like,
I wouldn't say it's an issue unless it's starting to interfere with the way you operate on a daily basis, right? Like, I think people can be a functioning alcoholic.
There are functioning,
there's functioning
coke
alcoholics
addicts.
that still go to work.
There are
that
functioning
still
crack
pay their
addicts.
bills, that still take care of their kids, but they just prefer to drink and can function on it. They have a high level, can drink a motherfucking eighth or whatever the levels of liquor is called, and be okay.
And you know what? I have to put a stop to this for my dog Toke. He is a sponsorship with Fat Tire.
So that makes sense.
So
man.
he has to constantly be showing off that beer.
You can show off the beer
I'm
without
gonna get
drinking
your
it.
back just a little bit,
Okay,
not a
okay.
lot of it, but do what you will with that.
Okay, for sure.
Other than that, that nigga be tripping.
what time was it?
I mean, it's early morning.
Early morning, 10:30 in the morning.
Man, that's too much.
Listen,
That's too much.
we got to keep it real. Like I said,
Get a seltzer at
look,
least.
I got love for my nigga Pot Lord. Don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? But, we just keeping it real.
I feel like I'm gonna just go ahead and get off that because it's a lot of mutinies been going on at this table since I've been gone. Y'all trying to get each other out the motherfucking paint in this bitch.
Hey, I'm an innocent
What is
bystander.
going on?
Finally, it feels good to
Niggas
not-
arguing over chairs. Niggas
Hey,
calling
wait.
niggas alcoholics. We had another nigga that didn't get
I never said that. Look, I didn't even call out no names,
Are we doing a
didn't
fair
even
to say host bracket?
I didn't even call out no
The
names.
host bracket is
Are
crazy.
we doing a fair
You're
to
so
say
messy.
host bracket? Am I
You are a
messy?
chip off
Damn,
punch
no.
block,
Am
bruh.
I messy or am I just not a rock throwing? I mean, hand hiding rock
No,
thrower.
you
Like
were-
I'm
You
a
an ace girl for sure.
Yeah, shout out the gang.
You act like I came on here and said I need to turn this table into an AA meeting or something like that
I mean,
before.
you probably
Like,
are.
come on, man.
No, but for real, to everybody,
a little bit.
to everybody who has their vices, there's nothing wrong with it.
That was a
Just-
nice way to get out the jam. Don't.
No, we joking about it. Everybody
It's
has
all
their vices,
jokes.
but if it doesn't interfere with your daily life, if you're not going broke because of it, if you're
Yeah.
still able to take care of your responsibilities. Now, the only other thing on the contrary to that I like to point out is just the health aspects of the things that we do
Yeah.
consume
Right,
as
exactly.
Yeah.
a culture.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, we ingest these things, and granted, I know my weed is not amazing, so I'm just speaking from a perspective of me only consuming weed, but everything else I look at, it look like it's detrimental to your physical health and most of the time how you are portrayed as a human. If you high on coke or on crazy drugs, 9 times out of 10 you show it, or it's shown in your skin, it's shown in your behavior, it's shown on your breath, it's shown in your teeth. What, you know what I'm saying? So until it becomes a physical thing that affects you, let everybody do their thing.
Yeah. And disclaimer, to each his own. I'm just joking. This is for joking purposes, but like I don't judge. I don't judge nobody. You know what I mean? Whatever y'all want to do, y'all do what y'all do. By any means, to each his own. So it's all good. But perfect transition. Perfect transition. You know, since he rolling the blunt. You know, since y'all motherfuckers thought I was bullshitting with cookies. You know what I'm saying? And y'all thought I was playing. Some games.
What you talking about?
Motherfucker, hold the fuck up, man. Hold up. See, the plug has came through today.
Oh, hey, that motherfucker had a thump
Hold
to
up,
it
man.
too.
Hold up. The plug is in the building. Let's see what we got up in. Shout out to Cookie. Shout out to my boy
Lazar
Burner.
has delivered. Pot Lord,
You feel me?
you're on the bubble.
Look, man. Let me show y'all something. Shout out to my boy
No
Burner.
trolling. He got real
Shout out
gifts
to
today.
My boy Fareed, my boy Christian, my boy Bill Lucky, all my Cookies fam. You know,
Shout
we
out
holding it down
Fareed.
today. Look, check what we got today. Look.
They just came through.
You get some weed. You get some cinnamon milk.
I get some weed that I don't even smoke. Okay.
That's okay. I'll take that off your hand.
I'm gonna keep it. I might, you know.
Can we talk about the packaging of weed
Kinda
brands these
tight.
days?
Yes.
We got the Gary Payton. You know, we got
that's
that
hard.
Gary,
Some of you got some Scotty in there.
You know, we ain't got no Scotty, but you know, we got the.
No, we gotta keep
we got
it
the
Bay
Freak
Area.
Brothers collab.
Okay.
You know, we got the
What the fuck
pre-rolls.
is this?
I'm coming bearing Cookies gifts.
right,
You know, I gotta
Jesus
hold
Lord.
it down.
My nigga really delivered. We put him on the bubble. Lazar said
You know.
it's fair to say that he's a man of his word.
That's
Yeah,
cute.
man.
I like that.
No, shout out to you
Thought
for
I was
even bringing it through. Now, obviously, Cookie's gonna get their promo of this
is so
episode,
cool.
but if you want something extended, you gotta touch
Hey,
some
Steph,
business.
Yeah.
I'm curious right now.
What up?
You owe Pot Lord a gram. Is that how you gonna pay him out?
With the free weed? You didn't see? I gave it to him. I think you left out the
Okay,
room. I gave it
wait,
to him in the
how
last
much-
episode.
Damn, Pot Lawyer was missing. That's the 8th right there.
That's an eight.
That's
This
an
is
eight.
gonna be lovely. Hey, shout out to Lazar.
Hey, look, she said she don't know.
That's crazy.
Word,
I don't
bringing
know
gifts.
any
The
of
plug has came through.
3.5.
You already know.
This is going to Baby D. You know, my sister is a smoker. Shout out Baby D.
Ooh.
Yeah, shout out to Cookies
This
fam.
is amazing. I can't
But-
wait to indulge. But yeah, shout out to you.
It's getting
But
smoked by
yes.
grown six.
But yeah, speaking of cookies, man, we had a dope event last night. It was the Cookies Surgeon Smokeout at the league.
I seen that.
It was dope. It was in LA. They had a bunch of teams playing basketball, you know, going against each other. You know, Cookies got its own team, and then there was a bunch of celebrities that pulled through. Like shout out to my nigga Bino that pulled through.
All
A gang of people in there. You know, it was good for networking. It was a vibe. They had an open bar, you know, to a certain time. So motherfuckers was in there getting free drinks. They had like smash burgers, all kind of stuff. So it was a dope environment because that was my first time actually going to one of those events. And you said you've attended one, right?
Yeah, it's
You
player.
see-
I've been a couple times.
And you said, who'd you see this randomly pop out on the court?
Justin Bieber was up in there. YG.
wow.
Yeah, it'd be lit.
Were you working when you went? Not to cut you off. Sorry. When
No,
you
you
went,
good.
were you working or did you just?
I
chilling?
was showing support for my Cookies fam, and obviously I was doing networking, and then I was just representing for Cookies, you know, being the media correspondent / interviewer for Cookies, you know. So I had to go there and hold it down one time.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
dope.
You said Justin Bieber randomly popped out there.
Yeah, I mean he's on one of the teams.
Oh, where
Yeah.
can Justin Bieber hoop though, Loki, or
I
what?
didn't get buckets.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got
You
buckets.
ain't never seen Bieber ball?
I ain't getting
I've
buckets.
seen like little clips, but I've never seen like him actually in a full game because you know how sometimes on social
Yeah.
media they just show clips to make you look good, but I never seen him like in his full entirety in the game. So I don't know.
I feel like it's a couple. It's a couple entertainers that are actually great athletes. Like
Like who?
Chris Brown is a great
Probably
hooper.
the best.
Oh, yeah.
I think Quavo was pretty good.
Quavo's
Quavo's a good
Quavo
Quavo,
was pretty
yeah.
good.
I think to your point though, it'd be a bunch of clips. It's different when you see him in person, cause like basketball players got certain mannerisms and the way their
Exactly.
body moves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He don't move like a hooper.
It's like
but
street ball though.
You say what?
Who don't move like who? Bieber?
Bieber, but he can put the ball in the hoop, but he don't like.
He said he could put the ball in the
You know
hoop.
what I'm saying? Yeah, when you really hoop, it's certain.
Yeah, you know a
Yeah.
real baller and a
Yeah.
real hooper. Like I know like sometimes even Drake be in his little OVO gym and they be showing certain shots and clips. It's like really can he really hoop? And the people he be playing with is like weak motherfuckers in my eyes. Them niggas is weak as shit. So it's like are they just making him look good just because they know it's Drake? Like are they making him just make the baskets?
I
Like
think
are they playing hard?
Those entertainers too. Now they got the ability to hire trainers that really can teach you how to ball. Like shout out to Lethal Shooter. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Lethal Shooter, but he's probably the best shooter in the history that ever touch a basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally
Yeah.
trumps Steph Curry. And I know that sounds crazy.
Hell no.
Scotty.
I'm not gonna argue this.
I've seen him.
Listen,
There's no
I'm
way.
telling y'all, do y'all research.
How?
Look up Lethal Shooter on Instagram. He's the #1 go-to shooting guy for everybody. He's the best shooter. He has the craziest shooting tricks you will ever see. He shoots the ball nothing but net with nails on the rim, and if he misses nothing but net, it pops the ball, and he hits them in a row. Just check out Lethal Shooter. I don't have to big him up.
He's dope.
The coldest shooter ever.
He's dope, but what I heard that like he's just strictly shooting. I heard any other skill he doesn't have. That's why he's not in the league.
It's Lethal Shooter.
No, he teaches camps.
You know, he teaches camps, but people were saying he's not, because everybody was asking how come he's not in the league.
Shooter ever, bro.
You don't think Stephen Curry could do that?
No.
Well, he didn't do it.
Man, listen. Okay, y'all gonna say I'm tripping. I'm just saying I've watched hundreds of videos from this man. This is nothing. He shoots laying down, half court, off the dribble.
But you said he's a
he will make 10 in a row from half court. Steph is not doing that.
What? Oh, hey, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I watch so much basketball. Show me a video where Steph makes 10
can
from
I be the new host of this show? This is getting out of hand.
Where is your basketball knowledge at? You saying Steph Curry cannot
listen.
I know we need clips.
Listen.
It's crazy.
It's tripping.
When y'all watch Lethal Shooter, double back and just tell me what you think. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. I mean, I've seen him, but he's not. Nobody is Steph. Bro.
Hey, the Steph Curry
better shooter than Steph Curry.
The disrespect for Steph. Hey, check this out. Steph Curry,
the best shooter in the NBA history.
He's
the best shooter ever.
He's guarding Lethal Shooter while he's doing these shots.
Thank you.
He does them in games, but I'm talking about shooting. I'm not talking about being guarded, just pure shooting.
But you.
All right. So what is shooting?
I love being opposed by. I love being opposed by 4 people. But when you see this man shoot.
That was 3.
Y'all gonna see. Oh, you haven't said anything.
I was being quiet.
He's an influencer, bro. Like that's what
okay.
He's just,
all right, we gonna let the chat
I seen
decide.
him hooping with Gilly the Kid. Like
Lethal
shit.
He's a trainer. They hire him for a reason. Why do you think they hire him?
Okay,
man,
but
I
that's
like the white boy better than I like him. What's the white boy name?
Okay.
There's a lot of coaches.
Yeah, I like him better. I like Lethal Shooter.
You can't really go off of that because there's a lot of coaches that never hooped. Or there's a lot of coaches that weren't the best hoopers, but they were very good.
He was a better hooper. Listen, y'all got to think of the context.
I'm
talking about the best shooter.
But I'm saying to your point, you started all this by saying he's a trainer.
You're talking about Stephen Curry.
So, bro, Six. I'm not even worried about.
You went over Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. We ain't even talking about them. You went straight to Curry.
Did you not watch the Olympic game where he won us the game? How many 3-point? No. How many 3-point shots did he make back to back?
I'm not even on no crazy shit. I've consumed more Steph Curry than anybody in this room. Pause.
Damn.
Y'all don't let me finish. I said pause after I said it. But anyway, I've consumed more Steph Curry basketball than anybody in this room. I understand he's the greatest shooter in NBA history. All I was saying before this went off topic was Lethal Shooter is a better shooter than him.
All right.
That's all I was saying.
This is my last thing I'll say. Because you keep saying the best shooter in the NBA history. Is the NBA not the greatest conglomerate of basketball players ever?
Yeah, but there's a lot of but you have to also be an all-around athlete to make the NBA. There's people that are skilled.
That's not
There's
true.
more skilled dunkers that are better dunkers outside of the NBA than NBA history. It's proven fact. There's better dunkers than dunkers in the NBA.
But see,
they don't have the all-around
But you got to think about like one back in that day.
They don't have the all-around
dunker better than Vince Carter.
Bro, there's plenty.
Because who's dunking on 7'6" Yao Ming?
Dog, there is plenty.
You got to account for this type of thing.
Tracy McGrady?
Tracy McGrady's not a bit.
But he's
Jason Richardson is a better.
I'm saying which non-NBA player?
Jason Richardson had better dunks in the dunk contest than Vince Carter. Josh Smith had better dunks than Vince Carter. Vince Carter just set a staple for the slam dunk contest. He didn't have the most
Jordan King of Gun. Nobody want to see this shit.
This is
Is he an NBA player?
So everybody's contradicting
That's what I'm
themselves.
He's proving your
That's
point.
my point. Everybody's contradicting
what do you
themselves.
mean?
You have to have more than just one skill to make the NBA. Steph is the best shooter in the NBA, but I guarantee there's better shooters outside of the NBA.
What I'm saying is
he didn't have what it take to make the NBA.
You don't get to just change the rule and say no, I'm talking about pure. No, all of that matters.
Okay, but all I'm telling, I just want the chat. Y'all can disagree or not. Everybody's gonna be hype on. Everybody's gonna be.
I like this.
Everybody's gonna be hype on. Everybody gonna be hype on Steph Curry. I understand. I'm not. He is the greatest shooter in NBA history.
Thank you.
But Lethal Shooter is the best shooter I have ever seen shoot the ball.
Okay,
and I put that on everything.
Okay, but see, I want to say this. You're saying that notion strictly from him just shooting, not being guarded. You have to understand. If you're saying somebody's the best shooter,
it's not being guarded. Shooting.
Hear me
just
out.
Shooting skill.
Okay, but hear me out though.
No hand in your face.
Hear me out though. You're saying shooting skill, so there has to be somebody guarding you in order for you to say that notion, because he has to show you his skills without defense and being guarded. Then
That's not what I was saying, though, Lazar. I understand that, but that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, so you can't
to have a skill of shooting. I'm not saying to be the best dunker.
You have to be guarded. Like anybody can shoot and make a million shots without nobody guarding them.
But to be the best dunker, you don't have to dunk on somebody.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
You have to dunk on something.
Okay, in a slam dunk contest, Scotty, you don't dunk on people. You can choose to jump over people, but that's not what you're skilled on. You're rated on.
Right.
You're rated on the challenge.
Okay, let's who won the last dunk contest? That white boy, was that him?
Dog, if I had $1 million, I would put $1 million in a shootout between
Nate Robinson has a dunk contest.
He for sure.
How many got? Like 2, right?
His little ass.
Mac McClung.
But think about it.
This nigga's not better than Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady or anybody close
better.
to him.
How? Did you see his dunks?
But I'm saying he's not better because
this is a one-off individual. But you know how many dunk contests
really in the league? He's in the G League.
That's what I know.
But look. You know when Vince Carter did that dunk, bro? He was like 8 years old.
It's so funny that you said that because I was sitting here thinking, like, am I tripping? What the fuck is the Osceola magic? Like, I'm like, I'm not tripping. That shit, they spelled Orlando wrong. What is I looking at? Am I blind? I'm like, what is going on? Like, Osceola is a hood in San Francisco. That's why I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's a great debate. Nonetheless, I'm just standing on it. I know to be in the NBA, it takes a full package of talent. There's individual talents, like we were saying, that you may be good at just this, and I just stand on he is the best that I have ever seen shoot the basketball. Like I said, I would put anything up against them in a shooting contest from repetitiveness. If you just scroll down Lethal Shooter's Instagram, I just challenge anybody to do this, please, so y'all don't think I'm tripping, and just tell me what y'all think. That's all I ask.
I'm just saying we've never
speak from a standpoint. You've seen Steph.
Yeah, I've seen Steph.
Yeah,
I'm just saying because I've seen Steph without him being guarded, and I've seen him being guarded, and that is that nigga. Lethal Shooter, I've never seen him being guarded.
I haven't really either.
So that's why I'm saying I feel like you can't.
That's why I'm saying just shooting.
I feel like you can't.
Just shooting.
But you can't say he's a better shooter because I've seen any shot Lethal Shooter can hit.
Just pull up Lethal Shooter 6. You've been pulling up all these Steph highlights, but we ain't seen him.
No,
y'all keep trying to prove.
No.
You're beating the point. You put up one video.
No, he pulled up Lethal Shooter. We watched Lethal Shooter. You made a point about him. No, because you made a point about him shooting in the rim with nails, and it will pop the ball. The second shot, the ball popped.
No, he showed you that. No,
we pulled it up. We didn't have to go to the next video.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. He showed the ball pop to prove to you that it's real nails. Every shot after that went in. Y'all be just talking without watching shit. Bro. This is what I be telling people. Y'all think I come from a standpoint of speaking on two sides. Y'all coming from one side.
The beige rage at this table right now is crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Hey, look, you ain't don't have us team up on you right now.
You ain't too
wrong. We don't stick together.
That part.
Black don't crack.
Wardell is light skinned.
Yeah, same.
Niggas unite.
Hey, I haven't seen this many beige niggas on one
episode.
I haven't.
This kind of lit. I ain't gonna lie.
It's like Desert Storm in this bitch. Like, what is going on? I'm not doing this with y'all.
You ain't too off the color palette either. You ain't that much darker.
Y'all niggas are half white. I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm half white.
Stetson.
I'm half Mexicano.
He half espresso martini.
So
that being said, we finna get out
great
this
debate.
jam
Great debate,
because I'm not finna keep doing this with y'all for the rest of the show.
Let us know in the chat what y'all think.
I don't know the answer. So while we're here, I'm gonna take it all the way to the left because we just need to go to something else.
Reset the room.
Yeah.
All right.
You know,
Reset the room.
Let's collect ourselves.
I saw something recently where it kind of went viral because somebody had posed a question on Twitter that said, "What was the incident at your high school?" And that's basically like, I feel like every school had something crazy that just like rocked the whole school. Like it could have been like a death, a car accident, like a teacher getting caught with the kids. Like it was all types of shit that I feel like that happened. You had a school shooter at your school?
We've had threats and lockdowns for sure. That's why I'm just waiting to see what y'all say. I have a couple at my studio. In my school. I have a couple, but what y'all got?
You want to know what's crazy about the school system in America? Everything that you just said, I'm almost 100% willing to bet money that we all have experienced every single one of those things.
Crazy, right?
A death, a kid with a student. That's insane. I've had all of that.
That's America for you.
Yeah.
No, I for sure have. We so shout out. You know what's fucking crazy? Shout out Remedy. Remedy, the rapper in the wheelchair. I went to high school with him. He actually got shot while we were in high school, and they had to announce it to the school.
Was it shot at school?
No. I'm saying like while we were in seats. I mean, not season. semester. So we were all at the school, and they like shut it all down, sat everybody down, and told them like, you know, there was an incident this weekend, blah blah blah. He won't be back at school, and we was like, damn, that shit is crazy. Like they was like, yeah, he may not walk again, blah blah blah.
What about at school? Anything
at
crazy
school,
at school that happened?
We had a shooting on the first day of summer school.
Damn.
1 year. And it
school
shut
you
the
go
school
to?
down. I'm from San Francisco. It's all types of crazy shit going on. That was 2 different schools actually though. I went to Burton in San Francisco, and that was 1 year we had a shooting on the first day of summer school. And then I went to Wallenberg. That's where we was going when Remedy got shot.
Where did y'all go to school at?
I went to a gang of schools. I went from Palisades to Hamilton to my mom moved me around a lot, you know. But then I got into a lot of trouble. But
I was gonna say you was fucking up.
I was not. Yeah, I moved around, man. But it's just crazy because I think the most craziest thing that happened. I think when I went to I'm trying to think when I went to Pali, like obviously niggas got killed.
Yeah.
Gang activity, you know, obviously being in LA. I'm trying to think what else. There was
At school though, like this, you're speaking about like at school.
yeah, at school, like all that, because you gotta understand, like I don't know, because you went to school out there. You went to school out
I'm
there.
from Illinois.
Were you from LA or were you?
I went to school out here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So obviously
I am
LA.
from LA, by the way.
I was about to say, this is the question that always gets you in trouble.
But it's just the gang activities within high school. You know, it's just like that always leads to something. You got motherfuckers coming from different hoods actually pulling up to your schools and stuff like that. So I think that's what created the drama, stuff like that. So it went from that to fights. I think even one time I was caught up in some. This is crazy because I think it was like freshman year, and me and the homies, because I grew up in West LA, so we had just hit this lick at a school, like at a private school, you know. And then like we had the dumb motherfucker. I was in it for the money because I was struggling, so I basically was trying to figure out what the money. But my dumb ass homies had trashed that motherfucking shit. And then one of my homies was from Playboy Gangsta Crip, so he was already on gang file.
Why so witty? Hold on. Shit.
So he was already on file, right? So he had got caught. So the fucked up thing was I was at school, right? And then I remember I had borrowed the homie's schoolwork to do shit. I said, I promise you, I'm gonna give it back to you. So then I was about to go to basketball, and like, cause you know you can if you play for the basketball team, you don't have to do PE. So I was finna go to basketball thing like
Where
after.
they do that at?
Yeah.
If you're in sports, you don't have to do PE.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I was about to go to basketball right after third period, but then all of a sudden LAPD detectives pulled up, drove on campus with all the cop cars. They pulled me in. They questioned me, right? I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I'm stupid and young and naive. They're like, yeah, so you know, they put it all on you, right? They said you were the one who pretty much. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Snitched?
Yeah, so they snitched on me. So then they're like, well, they said, well, we have something to tell you. I said, what do you have to tell me? You have the right to remain silent, anything. So then they cuffed me. They had me walk through the whole
Oh,
school.
so you was the incident.
Yeah, I was the incident.
You was the incident. That's the core of this story.
Yeah. So they had me in cuffs. It's like they made an example. They had me walk through the whole motherfucking school just to go to the cop car, and then the nigga's homework I borrowed. He was like, you said you would give it back to me. I was like, I'm in cuffs. You know, so then it was a wrap. So yeah, the whole school started talking about, oh, you see Lazar got arrested. Oh shit, for hitting the lick in West LA. So that was crazy.
You little became legendary right then and there.
Man, that was that. And I was more hot that the quote unquote homie snitched on the nigga.
Did they really snitch on you, or did the cops just say that though?
No. When I checked the paperwork, the homie was already on the file. So whatever deal that he worked out with the cops, he basically just threw me in the mix. Like, oh yeah,
well, they found
he did
so he had to.
Yeah, man.
That's
So it was fucked up, man. So and that was the first time a nigga ever had got locked up, all kind of shit, man. So yeah, so
I want to
was the
know
incident.
how much did the coochie meter go up after all them bitches saw you walked out in cuffs? I know all the bitches was like, oh my God, free him.
Okay, so I think you weren't on the episode when we had AD, right? So here's the fucked up part. See, at that time, that's when I had like the bowl cut. I was saying,
that's when you were Edgar.
Yeah, so that, but then after that,
They wasn't feeling my nigga.
Yeah, but then after that,
No
when,
meter
like I said, when the
movement.
nigga got the haircut and all that shit, and then the basketball game started coming, then they remember that. Then I got the points and shit like
But
that.
that should have. But that's what I was saying. That should have helped a little bit.
It helped a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. They're like, okay.
Y'all ain't never had no race issues.
Oh, we had a race war.
So we had a
or a race riot. I'll say.
Really?
Yeah, we had a race riot too. It was it was the blacks.
It was really bad.
It was the blacks versus the Hispanics, and they literally. It was at a lunch. There was 3 different lunch periods. I think it was at like one of the first or second lunches, and it was like 20 versus 20. Tables, chairs being thrown, cops having to be called in. They made everybody lock the doors in their rooms. They made an announcement. Nobody could leave the rooms. They arrested like 15 people.
Who won?
I was in the room. I was in the room.
Questions that need answers.
The crazy thing is, I was in the room, but I was in my CAD drafting class.
Oh, so you didn't
So I couldn't
participate?
see. No, I couldn't see.
He
Well,
said the whites
I
were
wasn't
in it.
affiliated.
We didn't have anything to do with it.
My Aryan brothers. I'll be in here with you.
He wants no parts of that.
He's
No.
like, I'm with them. I'm with them.
No.
We watched the niggas go crazy.
I
That
fucking
nigga said it
hate
was
y'all.
a black riot and I was not a part of it.
He immediately said, "No, my name is Stetson today." Forget the
that
Stetson. He
was,
said,
that was a good one. I'm gonna let y'all get that off.
Get
That
the
was
fuck
funny.
out of my face.
But no,
Stetson.
to be honest, no, it wasn't really just race, but it was race based because it was the GDs versus the Latin Kings. So, and I wasn't, banging. So it was more based around the gang activity, but it was race based. You know what I'm saying? Based off of the blacks, and then there was obviously no blacks in the Latin Kings. So
Yeah, ours was black and Vietnamese.
You had enough Vietnamese people there to riot.
San Francisco is a real huge, like, you got to think about it. The Bay Area has a huge Asian population, and in each,
That is
not
true,
only
though.
just Asian, but each sector of Asian.
They do have a
So
lot of
there's
Asian
a lot
gangs,
of
too.
Vietnamese, there's a lot of Chinese, there's a lot of, Filipino, Pacific Islander. There's a lot of that. So yes, in San Francisco, there is a huge amount of Vietnamese.
So what made that riot pop off between the
I don't
blacks
even
and the
know.
Vietnamese?
I don't even know how it went.
That was real
but
race.
But when I
Yeah.
tell you, them niggas used to come to school so cold, like they would be like black button down, tucked in the black slacks with the black dress shoes, the black leather jacket, the slick back hair. They all be driving BMWs, Benzes. Like they'll be the niggas, like
up at
real
a different
triad Vietnamese mafia shit.
Damn.
I probably said that wrong. Y'all gonna get me in the comments. I don't care.
Definitely said
But you know what I'm
triad.
saying.
That's fucked up.
But that ass, no, like they was on some real mafia shit. Like the girls used to come in black dresses. They would be walking arm in arm down the hallway. They would have like Saint Laurent bags and shit like that in high school. So I don't remember how it kicked off, but I just remember at the middle, like at lunchtime, the niggas just took off their jackets, took off their shirts, and they just had the slacks with the leather belts and no shirts. And they was just like,
Ready.
we own. And everybody was just like, fuck it. And they just got at it crazy. And it was
Damn.
real bad. Like,
This a different time. Six pulled up some story here that says,
This is my incident.
This is your actual
your
incident.
incident?
This is what happened in my
What'd you
school.
and your daddy do?
I'm like, wait a minute.
Six would
whoa.
never.
Lakewood, we knew something was up.
His name was Miles at this point. He really wouldn't.
Okay, so it says father and son duo guilty of numerous firearms and drug violations. The pair was selling fully automatic guns without a license. Damn.
A Lakewood father and son were charged with illegally selling dozens of firearms, including AR-type rifles and machine guns, as well as ammunition and cocaine to undercover law enforcement agents. They have been convicted of federal firearms, narcotics, and related
Don't
offenses.
say their names.
So this is this happened in.
So wait.
This is still the homie.
So wait. So they were selling the motherfuckers at the school, or like just both people in school, outside of school. They had a whole operation. Like what?
I don't know
Whoever
what they
wanted
got-
one.
I don't know what they got caught for. So they were selling more or
It
less.
says they're firearms and narcotics. So pretty sure they were selling on and off campus. I'm sure.
Now, Pops
Possible.
whoever
Whoever
that
wanted
shit
one.
off, he was like, listen, son.
First
You know
off,
anybody?
Yeah.
Shout out Pops, because Pops definitely was helping out the school.
Whoa.
How?
Oh, like charity, like donations.
Donations.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a
He
good
looks
cover
out
up.
for niggas.
That's
We
his
was like-
cover up.
We was like, oh, he the nigga around here. He's looking out for everybody. It's good.
It's always one of those. It's
Yeah.
always like one of the random like football
Coaches.
Yeah.
One of the random, even like Pop Warner coaches, the something,
Niggas be getting
the
it.
counselor.
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Because they be the ones
anything.
funding that shit.
That's the wash. You gotta
Exactly.
think about it.
Yep.
I
It's a
don't
cover-
do
it's
shit.
a
I'm a
cover-
guidance counselor.
cover
Like,
and a
yeah, all
wash.
right. That's what
Hey,
you
sis,
doing.
what race were they? If you don't mind me asking.
White.
They're white.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This is how much time the homie
Sorry, y'all.
was facing.
Damn.
125 maximum.
You know, six ain't
Federal
no black
prison.
friends growing up.
Oh,
He was white. He didn't go to jail.
Stetson, what are you talking about?
Just because my name is Stetson don't mean, boy, you don't have no
Your
idea how I
only
grew up.
black friend was Twist.
I know niggas be using that against you cold.
come
I didn't even meet
on,
him
bro.
till I was
Why would
20.
you bring that back up?
I didn't meet him till I was 21.
And Terrell.
This nigga funny as hell.
He said his only black friend was Twist. I'm sick of you.
That's crazy.
Oh my god! But yeah, no, it was always shit like this. Like we caught one of the, I think I was a sophomore. We had caught one of the senior girls sucking off one of the security guards in the hallway. In the
Damn.
stairwell.
In the
In
hallway?
the stairwell. Yeah, in the stairwell
hall monitor, probably.
during passing period. Like nobody was in the halls because class was in session, and it was like
Oh,
me
yeah.
and two of my homegirls had said the whole like, okay, at X, like whatever time it was, like 10:45, we gonna all ask the teacher, can we go to the bathroom? And we gonna go to the bathroom because we was trying to run a play. We was trying to get some niggas and we was over there. So as we walk in, we go to the bathroom, and as we splitting off to go back to class, we kind of, hold on, what the? And we see him in the hallway, and I'm just like, bro, on the stairs is crazy.
Did it get up to like the higher principals and stuff, or it was just?
So this is the first time you're airing it out?
No, everybody knows. Like, the whole school knew, but I don't know how he never got fired.
Damn. That's crazy.
He never got fired for that. I don't think he works there any longer, but in that moment, he didn't get fired and was there for some years after.
That was happening a lot. Our basketball coach was messing with one of the shorties at the school.
Yep.
Our art teacher, he's like a skinny gay dude. He was messing with like the boys up there.
Yeah,
that's sick.
One of our track coach, that's crazy you say that, because our track coach actually married the star track player after, like, was like, I'm quitting my job and everything because y'all gonna fire me anyway, but I've been fucking with her because it started with the whole, after school I'm gonna take all the kids home in the van, drop her off last, and then we come to find out them niggas was married. They got married, they had kids together, everything, and stood on it. Like, I don't.
Are they still together?
Damn near.
Can you be mad at that then?
No. I mean, yes, that was my answer. No, I was about to say no, like, no, that's not okay. Like, yes, I can be mad at that. Like, that girl was like 16 and he was like 30. He had to be like 30, 31 at that time. We was kids though. Like,
found love in an illegal place.
Man, what? Yeah. That's so common. That's so common. And it seems like it's getting worse and worse. Like, I don't know if the teachers are just getting caught more. But I feel like we hear about a bitch every week, damn near, getting caught sleeping with a student.
When I was in high school, I used to like, my little hot teachers, I used to want some shit to go down.
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah, that didn't happen. But
it don't be the tight ones. If you pay attention to all the bitches that be getting caught, it don't be the fire teachers.
Not always, but it's better looking teachers now than it was when we was in school. At least for me, all my teachers was old and nasty. That never would have happened anyway.
We had some heat.
I think
we had some heat. That's why the security guard was getting, you feel me? Because we would all be like, oh my God.
But we live in a different age now where social media and life is way more advanced now, to where younger people are more promiscuous in school. They weren't as promiscuous, at least in my day and age. Like, there was one-off situations. I'm older, so it really wasn't happening as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were influenced, but there wasn't really social media around when I was in school, so it really wasn't like you only knew the people in your neighborhood. You weren't influenced by outside influences. Everybody kind of had like a certain type of like etiquette, like the way they.
MySpace was probably around when you were.
Yeah, MySpace towards the tail end for sure, but it still was. It was close knit. It was like everybody in the schools. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't a lot of outside influence to make people as advanced as they are now. Now people are. There's middle schoolers that are for sure smoking in school, for sure having sex in school, for sure fighting in school, for sure bringing guns to school. That wasn't. See, listen. In my day and age, it was.
I don't think it was so much about. I don't think it was so much about your day and age. I think it might have been about your region, and that's not to say it was a white neighborhood.
No, I'm not.
What do you mean by that region? What do you mean, like, it was
where he grew up?
The late 90s in the early 2000s, it was not active like that in schools.
People was fucking, for sure.
Yes, they were.
You wasn't even fucking born, my nigga.
To say people was fucking, I had to be born and know that.
To know that it didn't happen like that in school. Why do you think? Why do you think you hear all these stories of teachers and kids now? That didn't happen back then.
We hear about it because it's coming out now. But it's been happening.
You have to think about the biggest teacher-kid story ever.
I don't know if it's just because I'm old.
How old are you?
I'm about to be 36. I don't know if it's just because I'm old. With the time when I grew up in middle school,
aren't you?
They weren't bringing guns to school. They weren't having sex in school.
But listen to what we're saying, Stat. It's not the time period. It's the region. It's the area. There's certain places where certain things happen. Gang banging and all that shit was at an all-time high in the 90s. You think you could tell these niggas that in 06 a nigga didn't have a gun at school?
It's fair to say it is regionally. I didn't say it wasn't not a regional thing. All I'm saying is the generation was different, though. The generation was different because it wasn't.
And that was really the first.
It wasn't influenced.
Shooting that was out.
It was the first major school shooting.
Like,
I think social media has to play a part, because back then, or whatever he's saying, I think all this occurred.
So different in school.
But since social media wasn't as active, I think now we're seeing so much more stuff, because there's the TikToks, there's the Instagrams, there's the Facebook, there's so much stuff where it's being put out more. So say, for example, if there was a story in like Idaho or something like that where there was an incident, it's more prone to get put out there for people to see in the nation because of social media, opposed to back in the day when there wasn't social media. That may have occurred, but we may have not even heard or seen it because of social media.
It's exposure.
It exists. It's just,
There wasn't exposure.
Because at the end of the day, you know
it's not
damn
even just
well.
exposure. It's the root of it. It's the influence.
Nigga, I'm gonna speak from personal experience. I was the last out of all my homegirls to start fucking. These bitches was going wild. Middle school, high school. The niggas was fucking elementary school, middle school, high school.
And that's the
Everybody
reality.
was smoking. We got in trouble for weed and alcohol in middle school. Like, it happened. It just wasn't, like he said, it might
you're
not
younger
have
than
been,
me, so
it
I don't
might
know.
not
I'm
have
just
even
saying.
been broadcast
The
as
influence is
much.
different, for
It
sure.
might not have been broadcast as much.
It was happening.
But it was
happening because you know.
I just think we see it more.
Yeah,
like
you know
said.
that. It's like let's just keep it real. The reality of things are like I'm pretty sure even back from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all that shit was taking place in school. That's why they had sexual education in
If you
school.
think the
all
rate
kind of stuff.
bringing guns to school and the amount of school shootings and the amount of sexual assault cases and sexual cases in school is the same as it was in the 90s and early 2000s, y'all
So
are crazy.
guns,
it was nowhere close.
is probably worse now because gun rate has gone up.
Guns are way worse.
We've all had private parts.
Child pregnancies at an all-time high. The fucking gangbanging is even at an all-time high. It's more of an influence.
I
Is
can't
that
say
true?
that. I
Are
can't
these
say
true
that.
stats?
I'm speaking about
that.
nationwide. I'm not speaking about just Los Angeles because this is the core. Again, it's not against Los Angeles. I'm speaking about the influence of how popularized gangbanging has been influenced to the masses. Now you have little kids, white boys, per perfect example, that want to be gangbangers. It was not as influenced as much back then. They can see too much. That means they act out these same things they see in school.
What the fuck are we talking about?
It's completely
LA's
different.
gun
We just saying
culture
shit at
is
this point.
different than say the South's
That's
gun
what I'm saying,
culture.
LA
But it's still a gun culture in everywhere you go.
But the
Absolutely.
rate of guns in school is at an all-time high.
Look at the teen birth rate from
So-
91 to 2022.
Child pregnancy is down.
Big decline.
I also can say that
He
I
could pull
feel
up
like
one random
that.
graph to try to prove a point. He always do that. He
So,
put one
so we just
article,
going to deny
one
stats.
skewed article, and then he thinks it's just the.
Okay, so this is actually a real statistic, but I will say that I believe that the rate has gone down because the access to prophylactics and abortions and all that shit is a lot more easy to get to now.
Now, in order
So
to be-
that's a big thing. You got to look at it. In 91, there might not, I don't know for a fact, but there might not have been Planned Parenthood. You know what I'm saying? There might not have been that. It went up in 06 and it came back down, and now it's real low.
Now the goal,
But-
in order to have a birth, there needs to be what? Fucking going on.
Oh, I was gonna
It's
say
just crazy
I don't know.
naive to for at least in my
hospital?
opinion, for y'all to think that the society has not changed to the point where the youth are way more influenced to do a
I don't
lot more
think anybody- I
derogatory
don't think
things, whether it's in
anybody's
school
saying
or
that.
outside of
No,
school.
I-
The youth is influenced at a higher rate now than the youth was influenced back
100%.
then. There was more
Selfish-
protection on the youth
Everybody's-
back then.
everybody's
because now
influenced
kids,
more.
12, 13-year-olds have social media. We didn't touch the phone until we were 14 years old in my generation. We weren't even allowed access to have things like that. The internet was dial-up. You had to ask for permission in the phone line to be able to even get on the internet. We didn't have the type of influences.
what does that mean?
Because when you're a kid, you're highly influenced. When your mind is not developed,
People
so when
parents
you
had porn DVDs. We've always seen sex has been a part of our lives forever.
readily, but it hasn't been readily as accessible, bro. Like the ability for a kid to be able to see the things to be influenced by now and to be wanting to recreate and to redo and to be a part of now is right in front of your face. Whereas before it was way more protected. It was way more hidden. Yeah,
I
you
don't
might have
know,
seen
bro.
a porn DVD or a VHS tape in your parents' house, but you weren't able to readily pull up any type of word you heard in school and hit Google. We didn't have Google. That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't even a thing then.
What's your rebuttal? Because I know you're trying to get a point of like what's
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that, you're good at what you do, but you're not really driving a point home. You're just kind of
I'm not trying to. It's my point. I'm just saying I come from a different time frame in which the influence was different,
Hey,
and the people
stay.
act differently now.
Okay.
Youth act more adult than they did when I was younger. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
So-
hold on. Let this man finish.
I don't even know.
I didn't even say it.
That's what I was gonna say.
He's lost now.
Okay, well,
I
stay
peeped
killed him
all
off.
this happening. It's
Stay
over
killed
with.
him off.
He
Okay.
drove the boat and it's gone. So
That's y'all.
I'ma just
I know
go
where
ahead.
I'm at. That's
I'ma
y'all
just
fault.
go ahead and we gonna call that our first "Is it fair to say" topic of the
Fair
day.
to say.
It is fair to say that at this particular day and age, that there is a lot more influence on the world based on social media,
For sure.
and that's both adults, the youth, everybody. It's a whole nother level of access that we have never had in the world. So shout out to y'all for that debate. It was an amazing one.
For sure. This is great.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Ella with the
Yeah.
All right.
with the closing The closing
that's
statements.
the Grammy
She
speech
said-
music.
You're
For
doing
sure.
very good at wrapping us up.
Thank you.
That was
Yeah.
great.
We appreciate
and it moves
you,
us right
Ella.
into the is it fair to
Yeah.
say hashtag with the next one that comes from Yanni Linares 2. It's is it fair to say my boyfriend's kids are not my responsibility at all?
Damn.
No, that's fucked up.
Oh, that's crazy.
It depends on what level you at. It depends on what level you guys are at, because I feel like once it comes to obviously like past boyfriend and then you get to fiance, stepmom, blah, then yeah, absolutely, you that comes with the territory. But I don't know, responsibility, no.
Yeah.
Can you fuck with it? Absolutely. Should you fuck with it? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We gon' yeah. If it's a little boy or a little girl, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. Let's turn up. Or you want to watch a show? I might turn my show off so you can watch your show. Like, always be respectful, always be courteous, but responsibility.
But does it vary though if there's like another parent still involved or something like that? Because what do they specifically mean by responsibility?
Yeah.
What kind of responsibilities are we talking about? Are
They
we talking
said,
about?
I think at some point you have some sort of responsibility, whether that's how you carry yourself
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
For
You have
sure.
some. You don't got to take care of them if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
if I got kids, I mean, I would expect the girl to play
I
a
think
part.
there's
If
always
that's my
just,
girl.
yeah, like courtesy. Like I've dated, I dated a guy with a kid, and it would just be little shit. Like, I'm not finna come in his house with. I'm gonna feed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the baby is here, does she want something?
Yeah.
Cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
grab
for
food
sure.
for her too.
For sure.
But there are people that are petty and don't do shit like that.
That's scandalous.
And that's fucked up.
That's
like,
scandalous.
I just think it's fucked up. But that's why I said that. That's what you were saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's a certain level of responsibility as a temporary guardian. If they're in your care for half a second, then yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
It goes
think
back
you
to that question of like, if you got a kid, your partner got a kid, 2 sons, do
Mm-hmm.
you pay to get both their haircuts? It's like, yeah, I think you do, right?
No, you definitely have to take on that
Yeah.
responsibility. I think once you become a partnership with your with your person, whatever it becomes, a fiance or becomes a marriage, that's a responsibility that you take on. I deem it a responsibility, because at that point you're responsible for your significant other and whatever she comes with. And if you love her, you should love the child equally the same.
Yeah.
Now it could be obviously, like he said, different if they have their other sibling in their life, their other parent in their life. But when you're in their life, you should look at it like that. You are their protector, you
Yeah,
are their
for
influencer,
sure.
you are their guider, you are their provider, because you know your wife or your significant other, you love her, that's her offspring.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? Regardless.
But then it can get tricky because, I mean, 2 points I want to make, because I know we spoke about this on one of the episodes. It's like, if you are, say, for example, if I get into a relationship, right, with a girl and she already got kids, if I come in and start, taking the son for haircuts or whatever the case may be, is the other parent going to feel some type of way, and is that going to create a conflict? Number one, so that's a main issue. But then number two, I want to ask for the fellas, if you guys were to get into a relationship, right, and a female did have kids, are you going to help out from the jump? Say if the kid needs, a haircut, or say he's playing basketball at his school, are you going to take responsibility from off the rip? Like, you know what, I got you. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah.
trip, baby girl. I'm gonna hook the little man up. Or are you gonna wait? Or if she asks you, like, do you feel it's the right thing? If she asks you, are you gonna be like, okay, I got you? Like, how do y'all feel upon
If
that?
she asked me, I might be a little offended, but I would be more prone to do it off the rip. But I wouldn't take a woman who has kids like necessarily serious,
Why?
because I just don't want to take care of any other man's kids for real.
So you this is not fair
That's
to say to you.
intense.
It's not fair to say to you. Then you don't
But
feel like if you don't even want to do that, then you don't feel
Yeah.
like if you got in that situation, you would be.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's different.
There's a lot
And what
of
is
people
what
who
is the
feel that
reason
way.
behind? Why do you feel like? Is it just the responsibility aspect of it, or is it because you feel like she just didn't settle down with the man she had kids with, and you think that's like a red flag, or what would be the reason
Nah,
why
it's
she
not-
has kids?
It's just not my seed. You know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't personally sit right with me.
Yeah.
It's just not my seed. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to. It's another man's seed. Now, the father's not there. Okay, that's the thing. But I know, no man could take care of my kid ever. It's gonna be a problem every which way. And so I take that and respect another man's situation, because I know how I would act. I don't want no other man around my kid. None of that.
But see, to your point, I think that's bad, and that only hurts the kid, because
Right.
off the strength of you not wanting somebody else to take care or attend to your kid, that hurts the kid. Because what if you're not around and there is the girl around and there is that other, you know, significant other that they're dating, you know what I mean? They need to do it for the child. So I think you should put yourself outside the picture and just worry about the kid, because, you know, that's just hindering the child.
That's
you know?
why he said he wouldn't even mess with a girl with a kid, because he knows himself going in that he doesn't want that responsibility.
I think you're putting me in the other situation of like, if it was my kid and it was
that's what I'm saying.
But even Jay-Z said it best. Like, imagine what is the future line. I couldn't imagine another nigga playing catch with my son. I can't see that.
But that also comes from
a father's standpoint. You can't play my
planned
role.
it when you have a kid to marry that woman to be with her forever. Then
that's the goal. Granted, shit happens, and I thankfully I'm not in that position. So my perspective may be from this point, but from this point, while I still can, if we have a kid, like that's gonna be my chick forever. Like we're good.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a good maturity. That's how I thought. That's why I had no kids at my age, because I was gonna wait. It depends on the woman. I'm gonna be with the woman forever.
It may not work out that way. Shit may change.
So what would you do if you were with a female, right, for like 3-4 years, and all of a sudden there was a kid that came out that you didn't know about, and now you're in deep with the girl? What are you gonna do, my brother? Are you gonna take responsibility? You're like, you know what, I'm out this relationship because you got a kid? That's a real question.
Yeah, I'm out, because once she lied,
that's what I was gonna say. That's crazy. A woman
not tell
popping
you
up
about
with
a
a
kid,
kid
that's
out of
hard to
nowhere,
happen.
it's crazy. It's more likely for a man to pop up with our kid, because we tend to keep the kids with us. Yeah. So it's like, if it's like, bitch, where the fuck you been hiding in for 3 years?
I think if I wasn't there, bro, like, I don't know, that the daddy can't be around. Like, I can't. There's no way for me personally.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
So what happens if, again, last little scenario, if you're with a girl that, let me see. So like, let's say she gets pregnant or has a kid. I lost my train of thought. Fuck it.
I see.
I had a scenario, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even. I don't want to draw it on because it's dumb.
I just feel, do what's right for the kid, regardless of what y'all got going on. Where don't let the kid suffer off the strength of whatever is going on in the relationship, whatever your view. Because at the end of the day, that's only gonna hurt the child, you know, and the child doesn't deserve that.
You think so?
No, for real talk.
You got kids?
No, I don't have no kids. So I'm just saying, from my perspective, if there's a kid and all these situations going on, the kid shouldn't have to suffer. Leave that to the side. So if you do come in, you know, like, cater to the kid, you know, because the kid doesn't have to suffer.
Can another man discipline your kid?
If I had a kid,
can he discipline your kid?
If I had a kid, right, and if I wasn't around, you got to think of the reality of the situation. Even I may not want this other person to discipline the kid, but if I'm not around like that consistently, I'm gonna have no other choice, because I can't let my kid run wild while they're with, you know, my baby mama and then the new boyfriend.
Discipline another man's kid?
Would I for sure?
Yeah,
for sure, of course.
So okay, say you have a woman that
come here, little nigga.
Say you have a woman that you think you're gonna be with forever, and you have a kid with her, and it doesn't work out. You're gonna expect her to not be single.
To death do us part, my brother. My point is, why would even have kids out of wedlock in the first place?
Wedlock doesn't guarantee you're gonna stay together forever. What happens if you have a kid and y'all don't stay together?
Yes, you will.
So you gonna make it work by any means?
Just God.
You gonna do it by any means? You gonna stay with her?
To death do us part.
Whatever the case may be.
To death do us part.
Okay.
Hold on. We gotta get
not even married though. Not even married.
We gotta get a female. We gotta get a female perspective.
We wouldn't do that.
So Ella,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I feel
Ella,
that.
so what is your opinion on the topic that we are talking about? So if you came in and was dealing with a nigga and he had a kid, would you attend, and what would be the, you know, responsibilities for you, or would you?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like, similar to you, the child should never have to suffer. Yeah. So I'm not going to be the petty person that's like, oh, we going out to eat, that baby ain't gonna eat, or whatever the case is. Like, if you at my house, you good. If you chilling with me, you good. I can't say that I haven't gone as far to even get to like certain points where like it'll be a day the nigga might be like, oh, I got caught doing XYZ. Can you go to the school and pick her up? Like, if that type of shit would happen, which it's very far-fetched because you have to like be on lists and shit like that to pick up kids now. But there's been times where I've been in situations like that before, and I don't feel like the child should have to suffer. Now, then you get into tiers of responsibility, right? Because it's buying a kid a meal is one thing. Taking care of them while they at the house, making sure they got clothes, showered, that's one thing. What if a nigga throw it on you and be like, oh, we need tuition? That's crazy.
Damn, tuition.
You feel what I'm saying? But you got to think about it, because that's the way stuff goes. Like, I've seen it. I've seen girls do it. Like, I need the money for this tuition. Like, it's like, but where's the dad? And so that's when it gets a little sticky. But I do definitely feel like also to your relationship, is going to define that as well, because yes, the child should never have to suffer. You're not going to do that to that kid. They didn't do anything wrong. But also, what level you guys are at is going to determine what levels of, you know, I guess, responsibility you're going to have to be able to give to that kid. Because as y'all start growing, things start growing. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, we really building a life together. We're really starting to we might settle down together. This is going to be my child now too. Now I got to really tap in and get down to nitty gritty with him or her. So I think that, yeah, it's definitely a part of it. It's definitely a part of it. It's in some situations, it's a plus because most people don't feel that way. But
yeah, I think the reason why I'm specifically saying a child shouldn't have to suffer is because other than what we're talking about right now, I got a homegirl, right? They got a baby daddy, and she got a little daughter with her, and the baby daddy right now is in custody of the daughter, right? And this motherfucker uses the daughter and holds it over the homegirl like, oh, if you're not gonna be back with me, you're not seeing your daughter. Or if you're not gonna, you know, have me involved being with you, I'm not taking no money. Yeah. I'm not, like, that to me is fucked up and it's shady as shit, you know. And I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of you know, baby daddies or baby mamas using the kid to hold, like, that to me is scandalous. That's why I say, regardless of what the situation is, a child should never have to suffer on any kind of level whatsoever. So that's why the situation I'm saying, like, to me, I'll tell my homegirl, that's scandalous as fuck for a nigga to be like, you know what, now you're not seeing your kid, you're not even able to talk to her on the phone just off the strength of you being selfish and wanting to be back with her, and she doesn't want to be back with you. That's scandalous as fuck. So that's why I just never say that notion.
Never hold a kid as a way for blackmail or wagering or trying to get an advantage. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's scandalous. Everybody's gonna suffer in the end when you do shit like that, and I think that's also coming from a place of divorced parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents got divorced when I was younger, and had it not been for the men in my life that stepped up and was like, you know, my grandfather and my uncle were just like, say less. Like, and that's not a relationship, but it's still, it's to that same testament. Like, they was like, it's whatever. Like, we got her. Like, don't even worry about it. And that's no shade to my father, but they stepped up. And so it's like, yeah, in certain situations, it might be to the point where that person is not around or that person is not doing what they're supposed to do. And they do look to you for that. And if you make that commitment to that person, then it's a package deal. Everything that comes with that person is a part of what you got to deal with. And y'all can have conversations about how you want to carry on with that, put some boundaries down, make some exceptions, but it all comes with the territory. You know,
it's definitely fair to say that if you get in a situation that's serious enough, and they have that offspring, you have to bring up some type of responsibility, even if it's just influence. You got to play a role in that life. Whatever role you have, it has to be a positive one, regardless. For sure. What it is. That's cool, man. Let's move us on to the next one. This comes from Demo the Star. Is it fair to say the LA Olympics are going to bring LA back to life? With 2024 just happening in Paris and it's coming to the States. I don't know what back to life means.
I was about to say back to life is
like as if it's not already alive. It's crazy.
It's kind of dead.
Think so? Kind of dead. The Democrats are ruining.
You took it political.
Oh man, here we go. He took it politically. Okay,
bro, our streets are horrible. Crime rates are ridiculous.
So you think
they're bringing immigrants over on buses? This shit's ridiculous. Bro.
Yeah, for sure. We in a bad state. But as far as the Olympics, you think it's going to bring LA back to life?
No, because the people in power are putting trans agendas in our schools. Like that little.
Oh, you staying political?
That little 2 week cover
taking it that way.
My boy, that little 2 week cover up. The Olympics 2 weeks. Like it's gonna be nice and clean. Yeah, and then as soon as they come back, it's crime rates is up. Niggas finna be getting robbed when Olympics come
and that's the point I was gonna say. Now that is gonna be crazy because to me, of what's going on right now with the robberies and the jacks and all that shit, you know damn well it's about to be a robbery Olympics in LA for sure. The flockers are gonna be.
This nigga said a robbery.
It's up, bro.
Robbery Olympics is crazy. Gold medal flocking.
Hey, you know that though. Like, come on. This is. I'm just being real. This is
from overseas.
This is the perfect opportunity for some shit to go down, especially how congested and everybody from every kind of country and continent. And you coming to LA? Oh, nigga, it's a wrap, homie. They better have the most.
Do you think that they're going to actually like issue some sort of statement like, listen, Don't come in here with all that jewelry on. Don't be leaving nothing in your car. Make sure you have security because we fuck with you.
I don't think so.
But everybody ain't gonna fuck
they will.
with you.
No, you think so?
Yeah, they're gonna make an announcement just for the protection of tourists.
I don't think so.
I don't even
Los
think it's
Angeles
the
County
protection of tourists.
We'll say something.
No,
It's the protection of them.
No, you know why?
Saying we
protection of
told
the
you
city.
so.
Just the protection of the city.
You know why I don't think so?
Yeah.
Because I think that's gonna make LA look bad. So for them putting that out, they don't want that out there. This is the Olympics. This is the whole world. So I think they're gonna sweep that under the rug. Because why would you put that out? That's
I'm sure
gonna
a lot of countries make an announcement to their country when a
to their country, but I'm saying to everyone else.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get on there, mayor of Los Angeles, and say we're so happy to have you guys coming? However, I need every camera to look at me when I say this.
Trust that.
Don't come out here on no flashy shit. We love y'all to death, but
they're not gonna be that direct.
I think people already know though. People know LA ain't.
No,
I think that's why it's
that's
dead.
all over the world. Australia.
Every time they show the Olympics, it'd be Long Beach. I'd be like, nigga, that's not LA.
I think that's why it's so dead now, though, because
Hey,
people do know, and people.
No, I'm saying because it looks good.
We're not finna start the Scottie and Long Beach beef.
We're not doing that. That's not how I meant it though. But
we've gotten past it.
Look. I'm just saying.
You got past them?
I feel
They did.
Whoa.
Look. I feel.
I don't know what's around.
I feel like when we're talking about like.
What mean? Why it gotta be fuck me for?
What were you saying, bro?
Sorry.
I'm gonna make me lose my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
I'm saying I think only like us in the urban culture of LA know about all that shit because there's no maybe because like a lot of people are getting robbed in the valley and stuff like that, but I don't think there's gonna be a massive like PSA put out because once again I feel like that's gonna just bring a negative look upon LA for the Olympics, and I think they're going to try to make LA look so squeaky clean, and they're going to try to make it look glamorous. They're not going to want to throw that in there because that would deter a lot of people in question. Like, okay, then why are you guys even having it in LA? So I think they want to try to make it look as good as they can to the whole entire world. So I think internally, maybe through like LAPD and police departments and stuff like that, it will maybe be an internal thing, but I don't think they're going to fully publicize it to the world and have commentators talking about, well, make sure when you guys go to LA, lock your cars if you're from over here, from China, from Africa, whatever. I doubt that.
You think they're going to clean up the streets more, like Hollywood Boulevard?
They had that, like we did
nasty down there.
San Francisco had the Super Bowl a few years back, and they did do a little disclaimer like that just basically like, hey, I know you coming to have a good time. But
see, so San Francisco did it. You don't think LA would do that for the Olympics?
Just the Super Bowl.
That's just the Super Bowl.
It wasn't the whole Olympics. But that's what I'm saying. It's a different level of responsibility.
Thank you.
Back to responsibility.
Yeah.
But there's way more people coming out and stuff like that. But they definitely they cleaned the streets up.
Really?
They repaved.
Yeah,
they moved all the homeless people. They painted shit. They blocked off certain streets. So certain routes you could only take. They turned certain shit into one ways to make everything better. Like it was a thing.
Because then they do the same thing out here when the Super Bowl was in at SoFi, right? It was they cleaned it up a little bit, right? And I heard they paid off businesses low key.
They've been already trying to gentrify that area for a reason. They knew the Olympics was coming here 8 years ago. Why do you think they've been gentrifying it?
And
they knew they had the Olympics.
That's why they built I feel like that's really why they built the stadiums.
SoFi out there and
the Clippers.
And I was just about to say that the Intuit Dome, right? The Intuit Dome literally opened last night with the Bruno Mars concert, and I heard that I think he's surprised. I don't know for sure, but he possibly brought out Lady Gaga because they just dropped the song. So I heard that. You know, that it was the grand opening, but I also heard that's why they're going to try to clean it up. But then I also heard a lot of people were mad because they were like, okay, how come you guys had a concert and didn't even have a first official Clipper game? This is the Clippers actual arena, and you guys would rather have a concert opposed to, you know, and then I think they showed footage online. I don't know if Six and pull up. They showed Teron Lue at the grand opening. He just broke a bottle like. He broke a bottle and that was it. Like a regular bottle, like, hey.
That was the grand opening?
That was the grand opening. I was like, what?
That used to be a thing. I think when ships would take their first voyage,
they break the bottle.
You break a bottle on the ship.
It just looks so just look, watch. I'm gonna show you how I do it. It just looks so just subtle. Like you would think it would be way more spectacular than this. Look how he does it, right?
That's Tyronn Lue too. He real nonchalant.
Yeah, it was like what? Look at this.
Go for the Louis V.
Maybe they told him to do that because they didn't want it to like spark up in
went
her.
to-
I mean,
We
not,
niggas, you better.
You feel me? Like,
oh,
I'm like,
that's
yeah.
different.
I think-
I'm talking about breaking the bottle. You don't want to smack
that was
it
more
and then it's blood
ceremonial.
everywhere.
That's supposed to be a ceremony.
Not celebration though. That was more like
I'm just,
ceremonial.
I thought it could have been way more hype.
But it could have been. I guess they could have waited for the basketball season. It does start beginning of October to break in the arena. But this also shows that the arena, what else it can do, obviously.
Yeah.
And Bruno Mars, he's a high caliber artist. I'm sure he sold it out. So it's probably a good look.
So it's just a money played in for them.
Yeah, get
Well,
your
yeah,
money.
he spent
I mean, you
billions of
gotta
dollars
recoup.
on it.
You gotta recoup.
Man, they don't give a fuck about
immediately.
these players or none of that.
That's scandalous.
We got to start right now. If
That's
it's available,
scandalous.
book it.
It's all about, it's all about when
Yo.
the season starts too. That's the thing. It's all about when the season starts. They got Bruno Mars
Damn.
going. Olivia Rodrigo's doing like.
Yeah,
two
they
I'm
gigs
going to
out
the
there.
Future concert up
Peso
there.
Pluma, yeah.
Oh
When is
wow!
that?
So they got big
31st.
names
That's
perform.
hard.
Metro
Oh,
Boomin,
I see.
Future.
They gonna book that out for sure. All the way
Usher.
up
Oh
until
yeah.
Usher?
Ooh,
all the
okay.
way up
I
until the
think
basketball
Usher.
season.
That's
Damn, I
actually
gotta see
a
Usher.
great topic. I think Usher canceled his tour dates though. They said he hurt his fucked his neck up bad in a practice in rehearsal.
Man, that dome is
So I
crazy.
think he's not. I don't think he's gonna be there for that.
He ain't dancing on my bitch.
I can't wait till the Clippers, the basketball season start.
Hey, that Clippers logo is trash,
Oh,
bro.
they did change the logo up.
Yeah, to a Clipper.
How many?
y'all
Okay,
hate
let
the
me
logo?
ask y'all. How many of y'all
It's different,
know?
it's cool.
Y'all are from LA.
Yeah.
Y'all knew what a Clipper was?
Don't lie.
A Clipper?
What you mean?
Yeah.
When I found because we posted about it on Suburban, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I didn't know what that was.
That's crazy, right? I'm a barber. I thought it was Clippers.
You thought it was Clippers like hair
No, I'm playing.
clippers?
Oh, I was about to say what?
That's
What?
crazy.
I didn't get. We're Warriors, so I was like, Clippers is crazy. Whatever they going for with that one, I'm like, that's cool.
I didn't know growing up it's a ship.
It's a ship.
It's a
I didn't know
ship.
growing up, probably like maybe 5 years ago.
What's the Lakers?
What's the Lakers?
It was
I
in
think it's
like
the city
Utah
of
or
the-
something like that, right?
It's in Minneapolis, right?
Oh, I get it.
It was because all the
Great
Lakers.
Lakes.
Great Lakes.
Great Lakes.
So the
So-
Lakers.
Why is the Clippers mascot a bird then?
I thought it was both.
It is like a big
They
ass
got a bird.
What is
A
it?
random bird.
I mean, how you gonna have a walking ship?
I mean,
Mascot.
I feel like everybody's unless
be a
it's an animal or like a thing, it's not. It's kind of hard to make a.
The Chuck the Condor
What the
hatched
fuck?
in Los Angeles.
Oh, because
Oh, his name's Chuck.
Chuck
'cause niggas from LA wear Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck
Okay.
Taylor's.
What?
That is not.
It
That
says
is not
that.
The
true.
only pair of Chucks I've ever got was at a Clipper game. They gave out free Chucks when they introduced.
Okay, so Converse
wow.
has some
Yeah.
stake in the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
That's all that
Possibly.
means.
Yeah,
that's all
yeah, that makes sense then.
But that's like the who is it? The Brooklyn mascot, the elephant that be going stupid.
They got an elephant for the Brooklyn Nets.
WNBA.
Oh, the WNBA.
Ellie the elephant, bro. She be going stupid. They brought her out at a concert. I think
Word?
Sierra brought her out or something to dance at an actual concert because the mascot be going so stupid.
Look at these
But
mascots.
Yeah, that
I don't know who.
Oh
any
yeah,
of
they
these
got.
people
Why
are.
do they have a gorilla for the Suns? That is crazy. The Suns gorilla. What does a gorilla have to do with anything?
eventually
That's
you gotta.
crazy.
If you don't have a name that's an animal, you gotta pick
You a
something.
real fan if you know the mascot. I ain't
don't
never
know none
seen
of
none of
these.
these.
For real?
What is the Lakers? What they got?
I know, right?
Laker girls.
The Laker girls.
No, y'all gotta have a mascot.
Ah, that's
Look,
a good. I don't think I've ever seen a Laker mascot. That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Who the fuck is Crunch
I've never
the Wolf?
seen this at all.
Oh.
Or maybe the
Oh,
line.
they don't have one.
Oh, it says right
We
there.
got the Laker girls.
Yep, that's what he wasn't lying.
What does it say? It says, why doesn't the Lakers have a mascot?
That's crazy. Wait, I want to go
Yeah.
back because you said LA is like not dead. You think LA is alive? Or like, what was your perspective on that?
I think you guys have a.
I like that. I like that
you
callback.
think LA dead that bad?
It is.
So I think
Kendrick brought it back to life.
I think it depends on. I think it
Don't get me
depends.
canceled today. Go.
I think it depends
Oh,
on
shit.
what.
That might be y'all bonding point right there.
I think it depends on where you're at and where you're looking at. LA to me and to probably everybody else in the country is still probably the number one city in the country that people not only want to live at, but they go to, they seek to be successful, to be famous. They look at it like the number one city to travel for vacation is like Los Angeles in the country. So that's why I'm saying Los Angeles back to
Los
life. I've
Angeles
always
is
felt
the
like
number one city for vacation in the country.
That's not true.
No, LA is the number one. I feel like LA would be one of the top places.
So that's you feel
That's
like.
your personal.
other than maybe like Florida's beaches, but yeah,
Miami
like travel places.
It's gotta be
Miami.
beating.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
be beating
Miami's a
LA.
travel place.
Arizona nice right now.
But I feel like LA like is a place people want to live. They aspire to be. It's like it's always put in a highlight. I don't think LA from the outside outside has never really been looked down upon.
But that's perception, right?
Right.
When they get here,
y'all live here,
they
so it's
complaining.
different. I understand.
Oh, you don't live here?
No, I live here.
Oh, so
it's not as high dollar like yo, yeah, I know what's going on. Yeah, but I'm talking about again a perspective of just LA is one of those cities that people look to as like
But
it's
for
always
you-
been in a good light. Outside of
I almost
LA.
just had-
do
But
you
the
like
mic,
like LA is up or down right now? For
Bro,
you?
LA is still my favorite city in the United States.
Okay, why?
Answer the question. Is it up or down right now?
I think LA's always up. It's always going to be up. I don't feel like LA's ever been down. I don't know why I would downplay Los Angeles. I moved here. This is the city I've always wanted to live in. It has every single opportunity you can want. It has the best weather of any city nationwide. It might not be as clean, but there's no other, in my opinion, better city in
Okay,
Los
so-
Angeles.
That line's been crazy today.
let me ask the table this so we can give love to all the other regions
I
out
love
there.
LA.
Because once again, a lot of people think we're West Coast LA bias. What are the top 3 cities you feel or top 3 states to go either take a vacation, retire, live? Like, what do you guys feel like? You know, what would be your choice?
So for a turn up vacation, Houston, Miami, Vegas.
Ooh,
Vegas is nice.
I think those are very good places in like I would say that's probably like top 3
those are good.
right now.
Those are good choices.
Scottsdale, Arizona has a
Fire.
huge party scene that's like crazy. Like old LA nightlife scene.
Hawaii's still in this country.
Hawaii is very much still in this country, but that's why I said for a party I said turn up. Now for like aesthetic, you're always gonna get good like city skyline shit in New York.
True.
All the tourist attractions in New York, Hawaii, San Francisco, like all the places that have the big like touristy postcard shit. New Orleans is a very good one.
Oh yeah, New Orleans. Yeah,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
But I feel like, yeah, a lot of people right now are, I feel like after the pandemic, a lot more people started opting to go out the country. Like, I feel like a lot more people realize how accessible out the country actually is. I don't think people realized that like Tulum and Cancun and Cabo, they're just right across there. Like
Yeah,
they're
true.
just they're very close.
They're right there.
It might be a shorter flight to
You
Cabo
consider
than
Mexico
Miami.
like really like a international out of the country trip?
It's literally an international.
I'm saying, do you consider it that?
Yeah. Just because
It
it's
has to be. It's
mainland,
literally out the country.
it's continental.
Yeah, it's continental.
Mainland,
It's connected
but-
continental. I just look at it like overseas. When I think overseas, you go over water.
I think you would have to say
why
overseas.
it's called overseas, yeah.
That's what.
No, I'm talking to 6. He made it. I'm
I
saying
was
this.
like,
She was about to get on you. She was like,
I was like, I
she's
didn't even go
ready to
there,
go.
bro. I was like, we was
Yeah, no,
doing
I'm
good.
talking to
We
6
was
chiming
doing
in.
good.
But no, yeah, just like
But
overseas
yeah,
is like
no.
over water. That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying.
Yeah, no, for
when
sure.
you say international, you are crossing. You're international. So yes, technically speaking, you're going into another country. Some parts of Mexico you need a passport.
True.
Some parts you don't. So yeah, definitely. And I feel like you have to say that because if you don't, it's kind of hating. Because there are some people that I feel like if somebody was to be like, oh yeah, I'm going out the country, I'm going to Mexico, and you'd be like, nigga, that's still the country. That's kind of some hater shit.
You
Let
right.
them have their moment.
You right.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely haters.
There's
Yes,
definitely
yes.
certain once you get to going to Jamaica and the Bahamas, then yes, technically
Now, it is basic.
overseas.
nah, man.
basic.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it.
Hey, look,
But
man.
but is it basic or is it starter
It's start.
or is it just a quick jump for us?
I feel like it's a quick jump. I also feel like LA, we don't travel. Or at least I'm 20. I'm just now finna go to Cabo in October. I've
Same.
never left the country.
been.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like somebody.
I mean, I went to Mexico on a cruise, but that
Yeah,
shouldn't count.
I've
I was
never
there
been.
for 30 minutes, got out.
I feel like that's a sentiment that you have because, like I said, you're from California. That's equivalent to somebody I think maybe from like Miami, Florida, saying, "Oh, Jamaica, oh, the Dominican."
I get what you're
It's
saying.
very quick to us. But to
I
somebody
get what
else,
you're
and that's
saying.
why I
You're
said
right.
it's kind of some
I
hater
get
shit
what
to
you're
say
saying.
that
Yeah.
Mexico is a starter trip.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
that
great
is
point.
But-
that it's not this or it's not
but
that
see,
because who are you telling that to?
Yeah, I got to definitely give a shout out to Mexico, man. Shout out to Mexico because there are so many different parts of Mexico
For sure.
that are dope in so many different ways. For example, there's Ensenada, or if you want to do the club nightlife, there's Papas and Beers in Rosarito. You know, so Mexico is such a big, you know, and they have so many different areas to where it's like, man, it's dope to travel to. So, like going to your point, you cannot hate on Mexico.
And
so,
but don't go everywhere.
Oh yeah, not. Don't get it twisted.
That's where it get tricky.
Yeah,
Don't go everywhere.
Definitely go with somebody that knows how to speak Spanish for sure. Because I done heard multiple stories of
They saying people getting robbed, right?
getting extorted,
It's crazy.
robbed.
Be very careful.
Bad.
I know traveling for sure changed my life. That was one of the best things you could ever invest in. Going overseas is probably it's life changing for sure.
Is there anywhere you haven't been that you really want to go? Because you've been a lot of places, I feel.
I've been a lot of places, but I want to go. I really want to go to Thailand. I want to go to South Korea, Japan. I'm gonna do all 3 of those in one trip.
Nice.
Because they're all in the same region.
Nice.
Yeah, you damn near lay over in some of those for some of those.
I was supposed to do it when I did China, but I missed that tail end of the trip. But and I really want to go to Northern Africa. I've been to South Africa, but I want to go to Northern Africa, like Egypt. Really bad, but I've been most of the places I really want to go, like Iceland, Paris, London, France, Cape Town, China, Hong Kong, Shanghai. Man,
I want to go to Africa,
Abu Dhabi.
I really want to go to Africa.
That was one of my favorite trips. I could live in Africa if I was to move somewhere right now. And somebody asked me,
Africa, bro.
Yeah, I've been to Cape Town.
That's crazy. What's the reason for you just travel just to travel?
It's the most peaceful, like, to learn about other cultures and be succumbed in their cultures without like being guided by, like, as a tourist, to like go there and be like, to dive into how they really live is really mind changing. It like puts a lot of shit into perspective. Like my first major trip that changed my life was Dubai, and the Muslim culture. It was such a peaceful 2-week trip that I was like, I never want to leave this place.
That's crazy that you say that. I got a homie that got booked to DJ. Like just a weekend, fire ass DJ from out here. I don't know if it was Dubai exactly, but it's somewhere in the Middle East.
Abu Dhabi.
I think it was Abu Dhabi.
That's a big party city.
So he got booked to do just a weekend out there. Never came home.
For real?
Same energy.
Oh, like
not like in trouble. Like I'm saying to the same thing that he
like
just
it's so amazing.
God, he just moved
so
he moved there.
There's no homelessness.
He came home for I think he might have came home just to get his shit.
That's crazy.
And went right back. And I think it's been like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I would have.
And he's completely sold.
And that's crazy because just imagine the people, right, that have just been stuck in LA or a place where they live at, and they have never traveled at
for sure.
all. So it's
You're at
just
a disadvantage.
Yeah, and that's so unfortunate because there's so much other things in the outside world that can, like you said, change your mind, change your point of view. Just have all kind of things beneficially mentally. So it's just crazy and sad for people that haven't actually traveled. So that's why I advocate for people out there please, if you get any kind of money or sometime in your life, travel, because do not be succumbed to just the area you live at. There's so much more out there. Even if you got to travel across state, just start slowly but surely, so.
But even then, like, instead of spending your money to go to Miami and spend a $450 flight to Miami, add $200 more and go to Rome. You can go round trip to Rome right now is a big landing point over there. You can go there round trip for like $650, $700.
But it's also
and your hotels are cheap over there. Your food is cheap over there.
There's points. I think you gotta, like he said, start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think people are scared to fly over water too. When you're going over water for 8 or 9, 10 hours, that puts a different fear than just going over state lines. It's a shorter trip.
I think it's
But if
more
you're going to
so
spend
$400,
$500 to go turn up in Miami and buy bottles and get a hotel and get jet skis and do all that, you didn't spend $2,000. You could have went overseas for a week and a half and spent that, if not less.
Yeah, I just think, like I
really
said,
like
it's
that?
a cultural
Really
thing.
like that. You can catch.
Some people don't really feel comfortable going to, like, I will say I've heard a few African Americans say, like, I'm not going to Europe. Like, I'm worried about the reception of me as me.
You just got to know how to handle yourself. But that's definitely something to think about and know where you're going. But for the most part, a lot of other countries are very welcoming to Americans because we're looked at as like the high country. You know what I'm saying? So most countries, if you're respectful, they'll embrace you very well. But you'll learn so much just being over there in those different places. And the cost, like I said, if you're gonna spend that much, all that on a trip and bottles and all that, you can do the same thing overseas.
Yeah. So I want to out of it because while we right here, we had some of our friends traveling this week. We had our boys in New York. Shout out to AD and shout out to t-rell. They are in New York right now, and I don't know how they managed to pull this off, but they damn near stream sniped Kai Cenat.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I thought that was tight.
Hey, I was proud. I was like, FMW, yes.
Yeah, I was
we're
like,
out
I'm
here.
double taking it. Like, wait a minute, is that? Hold on now. them.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Can you pull it up, Six? Can
Yeah,
we see it?
I seen the first clip. It was with I think Kai was like getting on his sprinter or whatever. He was like some Asian lady or whatever. And I seen AD out there just in the cut, like you know he's supposed to. And then I seen T-rell in the actual store with AD in them. That's dope.
Am I tripping or is that the Asian dude from Could Have Been House?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, yeah, that is. You're right. Yeah.
I need to understand how this link up happened. This is so many random internet personalities at one time. That's Queen's Flip, right?
Yeah.
AD, T-rell, bruh from, Kai for sure.
Yeah.
And what's bro name from? TMS.
So Ray's also there too. Ray,
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So Queen's Flip, TMS, AD, and T-rell, we're all together.
That's so random.
Stream Snipe and Kai was, I think, Queen's Flip's idea.
For sure.
Gotcha.
Oh, so he had the drop on.
Because that's what he was yelling at.
Yeah.
The dopest thing for me is even when I seen this is like, bro, being in LA and watching the growth of just this whole conglomerate. Like, that's two black men,
Right.
who really built this business, put people in position of power, and then now they're doing what real leaders going to do, and they're going to pushing the brand over on the East Coast and just helping everybody. And I see that, I'm like, bro, that's powerful.
Shout out them FMW
especially
boys.
knowing where they come from in this neighborhood. It's like it's ridiculous.
Nah, real talk, man.
Yeah.
That's why I said I was proud.
That's a big W.
Because Casanat is huge. So let me tell you something. Higher ups, we got to get something going with Casanat. You feel me? Like, man, that would be
Can you imagine Kai Cenat sitting down on Shame on You with Smack?
Oh, man, that would be crazy.
That'd be a loud ass episode, but it would be an amazing episode. I don't know. I think that would be tight to have something like that happen, but you know, that's built. Let's build.
That's why hopefully they out there doing their little networking skills. You know, T-rell, AD, I better come back with some good news or something.
I knew I was old when what the fuck is stream sniping? I was like, what the fuck is that?
It's like a takeover, a hostile
you
takeover.
old?
You watch
You think you old, nigga. How you think I feel in these conversations?
Stream sniping is pretty much where like you get the drop of where like, for example, the Casanat's gonna be or whatever, and then that's where you go and get in. You go and like basically it's like, you know how there's like a photo bomb or something like this is like
you swatting them yourself.
yeah, you know, so you get.
But doesn't all fans do that? They find out where he's gonna be and they pull up on him.
So
Yeah, but if another streamer does it,
stream. So if a streamer does it, it's called sniping.
So that's why it's called stream sniping. So that's just the quote
So if you're
unquote
another streamer,
terminology
you
for
interrupt
it.
somebody else's stream, you snipe
Like if
their
Kai's in the
stream.
forum and I'm streaming, I'm be like, it's a good idea for me to go to the forum because I might get on Kai's stream.
You ain't getting in.
That's gonna boost my numbers.
You said you ain't getting.
Do it? It really like boosts your numbers.
Random shade.
It really boosts your numbers like that.
Yeah, it does.
Like that's a crazy look for them, probably.
Exactly. So see how we're talking about it right now. So because the person like
everybody. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Because Kai is so big. It's like if you have a person of that stature and on a level like that, it's only going to benefit.
It's like a commercial. It's like a big ass Super Bowl commercial, just walking around.
It's a slight endorsement.
And if you can get a moment in that stream, then like we'll come talk about it and other people. I get it.
Yeah. So take advantage of it. You got to milk that shit.
Yeah.
No, that's dope that they out there networking, moving around, doing a bunch of shit with a bunch of different people. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of content for that trip. So safe travels to the homies.
Yeah.
And that moves us along to the next hot topic, which is fans are upset at Marvin Harrison's Madden 25 face scan.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
I didn't see it.
Y'all ain't seen it? Y'all don't know. Watch. Y'all gotta see how he looks.
I seen like a glimpse of it.
Oh, we
So
going.
they had him looking like that Dragon Ball Z nigga or some shit, right?
Oh, the one that look. Oh,
Yeah.
see, if I say what I was about to
Keep
say,
it real, man. Keep it
I
real.
might get canceled.
No, keep it 100, man. Fair
I'm
to
about
say.
to use Jack as a fact check. Is it Sambo? Is that the name of that? Yeah.
I thought it was
I saw that.
Sambo?
Yeah.
So for the people out there that don't know, what is Sambo?
So it was back in the day. Yeah, there was a lot of heavy Negro propaganda used in cartoons, comics, things like that. And there was always a specific way that black people were drawn. And it was very, very, very dark with very, very big lips. And they were very, very pink.
Blackface.
Yeah. And so that was always the thing. Like that was always how we were portrayed. That's, I believe, what is Sambo. And so, yeah. And so that was why I think people were mad about that, because they felt like that was inaccurate. However, when you look at the side by side,
Nigga, you look like that.
that looks like him.
That looks just like him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
Like,
look like Tony Snell.
I'm literally looking at
He's a
it.
little darker in the video game, but he got a helmet on, so that's
People
probably
must have been mad because they didn't know what he looked like in real life. Like somebody must have just seen that picture and been like, "Come on,
And got
bruh."
offended, yeah.
Yeah, like, "Come on, bro, not the." And then they was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, like, well. So do you guys think there's anything wrong with the actual Madden? Like, do you feel like people have a reason to get on it? Like, what do you feel is wrong with that? Is he did they make him too darker? Did they make his lips extra? Like, what do you think?
Bro, it looks
just-
like a Madden version of him.
It looked like him, but it's also not the best representation. Like, if you gonna give me the cover, like, make me look good.
This is a cover?
No, he's not the cover.
I thought it was the cover. That's all. That's
Hey,
fucked up.
that would have been some controversy.
Now I'm mad.
Oh my god.
We don't even know who this nigga is, and you made him the cover
Hey,
to tell
man.
us so. So I
The
was
thing
trying
is,
to
like,
what is
give
it?
us a moment.
They have a whole face scan system and things like
Yeah.
these. Like they have players come through and do the face scan.
No, that's
Okay,
really
can you
him.
pull
He's
up-
just really dark because he has the helmet on. It
Yeah.
makes it. He
It's
look
like a
his,
visor, right?
It makes his complexion look darker than what.
but
If
then
it
too,
wasn't as dark, it wouldn't look
It's
as
a
bad.
tinted visor, I
Yeah.
think.
What
Yeah.
is
Whole
that?
helmet's
Is that a
darker.
video game
Yeah.
screenshot? What is it?
That's his Madden.
His Madden character.
Bro, y'all $1 million checks and balances, bro. Like,
Okay, can
send
you-
it to me with something.
Can you
That's
look
him.
up
They did
the,
face scans, like Six said.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark? They just did
They
theirs
look just
too.
like them.
People were mad about those too, though.
Why?
No, they look
They
just
were
like
mad
them.
at Caitlin's.
Why?
They were mad at Caitlin's because they said that, you know, Caitlin has you know, she has harsher lines on her face, like
Chisel.
jaw lines.
Oh, and they made her look
They
like
said
that?
she looked too masculine in her picture.
I gotta see
mean,
that.
in her avatar
I would have to see.
for that game. No, you just could Google it, Six. I don't know
I mean,
what
they
it
didn't
is.
have to
It's
do that to
Caitlin
his
Clark
lips,
and
though.
Angel Reese.
They did it messed up.
It was their video game thing. But I didn't think it looked crazy. I just was like, oh, that's cool.
They
Like,
looked. I thought they looked good. Like,
yeah, I
see.
thought it looked good, but I feel like those are always going to be hit or miss because they're digital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even when you, like,
Yeah, they do a
even
pretty
y'all,
good
when
job.
y'all be making your makeup players, them niggas don't be looking like, they don't look like y'all. They don't.
but it's a different scan
They
when they're
don't.
professional. They bring you into the office, like Six said, and they do the whole facial recognition thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You said a what? Why do a dress?
I think I seen them talking.
He wanted to be a white man. I
I
saw.
was gonna ask Stet just now. Stet, do you make white characters or black characters? when you play
That's a
games?
bad joke now, Six.
It's not- it's a real question. It's not even a joke.
Six, that's a terrible joke.
I'm gonna just let y'all know, Stead is tired of everybody's shit already. If y'all think that.
That's just a terrible. I'm not tired. That's a terrible
What
joke.
was I finna
He's turning
say?
red.
I think I saw them talking about this on, was it Shame on You? And they were talking about their characters that they made, like who makes their character look like them. I think that's a funny ass concept because I've really I've been pulled up, seen a nigga playing the game, and that's his makeup player, and I'm like, nigga, that do not look like you.
Right.
Who was you making at that moment? Because that's not
For a
you.
while, you only had certain options. The games have got more advanced now to where now that you can take a picture of yourself and they kind of do your face and put your face into the game. But before, you only had certain. You had 8 noses.
I
that
think
you
so
had,
too.
5
Oh, it's
lips,
that one. You see the
2
one with them side by
jawlines,
side?
3
Yeah.
eyebrows.
That's what I saw.
That's all you can choose from.
That looked like her.
I think it looks like both of them.
You know what
but
they-
people were mad.
Do they have?
That forehead is crazy.
Hey, does GTA?
You see that's what I'm saying? People was mad.
They gave Caitlin Clark more forehead than jawline. I think that forehead
it's
popping. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's kind of how she looked, though.
She do look like a female Peyton Manning, but the
That came
when-
straight from CTE ESPN. That nigga is funny
she
as
definitely
fuck,
looked
bro.
like a female Peyton Manning for sure.
Oh my
What I was
god.
gonna
Do
say,
y'all
Six.
watch
Can you do face scans on GTA now? When once they add that and you can look like yourself
It's a
playing in
wrap.
the
Oh yeah, it's a
GTA
wrap.
server.
Oh yeah.
They did the I heard they did a there's like a body augmentations that you can do in the game now. So you
Make
can
him
like
fat?
yep, you can make him
Gain
lose
weight or lose weight.
Like,
Hop on Ozempic on GTA
I
is
think
crazy.
I think it's based on your activity. So like
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Running
Yeah.
thinner.
You
Wow,
gotta
that's
Google
some
it though, because
crazy
I'm
shit.
not
They
big
took
on the
it
gaming
deep.
shit, but I remember seeing that in an article, and I think it said basically like you can get bigger, and if you like do more
Yeah.
missions,
you can work
get
out too.
smaller.
That'd be crazy.
Do you
Yeah.
think that if people had the option to make their character fat, like fat people would
not
actually
yet.
make their character fat?
You know they're gonna be
They're
doing
trying
that.
to.
No, I'm saying like as a overweight
again?
person, would you be like, okay, I want it to look just like me, body type and
If
all?
you're not insecure, you should.
Yeah. If you're not insecure,
it's
by
gonna be
all
some big
means.
niggas.
It's you. You playing yourself in the game.
Yeah,
But
by
that's
all
just like
means.
what I was saying about the basketball shit.
Because
Like,
if a fat nigga pull up skinny, you know I'm on his head. Like,
hey, what did y'all
You know you did.
when y'all used to
Insecure
play
nigga.
on the GTA server? Did all of y'all
Duno
look
was
like
skinny.
yourselves on the GTA
Do not
server?
put himself as skinny.
You know, skinny T-rell looked like himself. AD did not look like himself
But
at
again,
all.
you only got a certain amount of faces. Like I said, you got 3 eyebrows, 8 eyes, 8 noses, 6 ears to choose from, 2
But I think-
haircuts.
I
like,
think-
you know skinny in what, 2K?
No,
GTA.
in GTA. But
Oh,
in
GTA.
2K, I think 2K is a better example because it's like if niggas were really getting scanned, all you overweight niggas, your stats should be able to reflect you like your actual body.
No, you
shouldn't.
pick your
Like
body
you ain't
size.
got no bounce if
You
you a
ain't
fat
got
nigga.
no
That's
height.
crazy.
Yeah, nothing. Huh?
Judo should
your-
be like a 5 overall in basketball,
Yeah.
really.
Like you get to 2 and it just stops you from going up even farther.
You're too big. You cannot jump that high, my brother.
Oh
For real.
God, that'd be funny. I would
That's
love
sick.
to see something like that happen.
Damn.
All right, y'all ready to go to You Stupid?
You stupid.
Let's do it. You
Okay.
stupid.
I didn't read this, so I want to know what the answer is. But there was a woman who gave her reasoning as to why she felt that owning a car was more important than having an apartment.
It's a good take. I actually read her opinion on it. I mean, everybody obviously is entitled to their opinion, but you can click it 6 if it'll work. Pretty much, she was just saying once you have a car, with the car, you're able to actually make money. If the worst case scenario, you can sleep out of it. It's a
Yep.
place to sleep, but you have the ability to get around, handle business, take care of errands, take care of
Yep.
your kids, versus just investing in a house and you don't have, all you can do is sleep there. It doesn't make you money. So I guess it depends on you're looking at it from a consumer or an investment standpoint of buying a house, but this is this girl's opinion. She says, "I'm sorry, car comes before apartment. A car can be used to increase funds and to get your apartment. An apartment ain't gonna help you get to and from work."
A car definitely comes before an apartment, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're first just getting out of your parents' house, I think you should have a car before you get a place.
Nobody in this room has had a apartment before their car. I doubt it.
Nope.
Like, that's like
I got my car at 16, so I definitely
That's what I'm
wasn't
saying.
living
You
on
get a
my
car
own.
first.
I did them kind of at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
I always tell people this. I'll be like, this is priority. Phone, car, place. Because at the end of the
I can see
day,
that.
am I right? Because you need a phone. If you say you don't have a car, you can at least have a phone to make some kind of plays, to get some kind of money to get a car.
Yeah.
Get an
then-
Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then if you have a car, depending on the situation, that's why I was thinking, like, it depends on the situation you're in. Now, if you're really in a financial struggle, like he said, you have a car, you can able to move from point A to point B, make money, be able to sleep in your car until you get to a point to when you can actually buy yourself even a studio apartment, some
Right.
kind of place, rent out a room or something like that. So I feel like that's why it goes in that order.
Yeah,
A
you make
phone,
money with your car nowadays, too.
place.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Like
You
Lyft
make
and
money with your car
DoorDash.
now
Yeah,
too. And like
yeah.
I said, worst case scenario, you can just
sleep in your car. You gotta thug it out.
Worst case, you know. So
Have you ever had to sleep in your car at any point in your life?
No.
Had to, no.
Have, yes. Had to.
Had to? No.
We are on the West Coast, though. I feel like West Coast is more of a car-centric environment
Yeah.
versus I'm pretty sure there's other places on the East Coast where maybe you don't need it, or towns that are just walkable. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
New
true.
York, you
That's
need
true.
a car in New York.
No, you
No,
don't.
no, you don't.
That's what they
Opposite.
say. You don't need a
Opposite.
car.
You don't need a car because
Yeah.
it's,
That's
what I'm
it's
saying.
too
So-
congested.
And on the subway.
That would be the
Yeah.
argument. Like, nah, I need an apartment. Fuck
Yeah.
a car.
People don't have cars.
Yeah. Public transit.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
You used to work and stay in the city. But you
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Well, I think, too,
we
it's-
didn't need cars till it was time to leave the city. Yeah, you're right.
It's cheaper too a lot of times to get and easier to get a car than it is a house. Like, you know, they have a lot of car places where it's like cash cars or no money down or
Yeah.
bad credit, no
Oh,
problem.
yeah,
But most
yeah.
apartments and places, it's like good credit, good job, good money,
Yeah.
good background check. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of times it's easier to
True.
get a car in most cases.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. You can go to the police auction and get a car for like $500, $600. All the real motherfuckers
Yeah.
out there know you go to the police auction, get some,
For
flip it,
sure.
Real
make
quick.
some bread. That's a little hustle right there in its own.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
salvage title.
So people think like get your priorities in order. Now I think your priorities are bad if you go get a high dollar car with a high payment every month with a high
Oh,
insurance.
yeah.
You're going to go ball out and get a luxury car. You're going to get a $120,000 car with no apartment.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because now you can actually afford it because
If you
can
at
afford
that
it
point,
because you
why
can
would
afford
you
a
do
cheap
that?
right. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
look crazy.
I don't know.
Your priorities are out of order. But if you can afford that much of a car, you can get a cheaper car and get an apartment instead of just buying
Right.
a $100,000 car and now you ain't got no home.
But you would have to have like a
Trying to flex.
You would have to be right mentally, like financially. You would have to have some kind of financial literacy because there's a lot of motherfuckers. I feel that you're gonna say that like are just reckless and like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to floss. I'm about to get the
Yeah, see, that's
dopest
reckless.
shit. You know.
But I feel like they have those people damn near be like the still live with their mama or
Yeah.
live with the bitch, like
True.
or live with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
it's
irresponsible,
always,
though.
Is that
it?
group economics, which is what that's called? Is
To live and depend off somebody else because you want to spend your money on a high dollar car to flex is super
Well,
out of pocket.
When you paint
definitely out of pocket.
When you paint it the picture that way, but if it's group economics and we're all Hispanics do it. We all live in a house and save money.
Right.
And I go get a car, especially in the industry we're in, having a nice car is a great look.
Yeah.
Man,
It
you
can
look
get in
crazy, and
rooms.
you dating a girl, and you pull up to that. You tell her she pull up to the house in this Ferrari, and he lives with his grandma, his mom, his aunt,
But
his
listen,
uncle.
that's a
That's
big
funny.
thing in foreign. Like
That's
a
what I'm
lot
saying.
of
Why do
foreign
you-
families do that.
But
because
if you're doing that to save money, why not buy a car modestly? Why go be extra?
because
That's
the
my
point
point. That's why it looks crazy.
Because their point
be
is
modest with what you purchase.
Their point is to save the money to do the splurge. I'm not going to. I
I don't
don't
think
want to.
that would
I'm
be
going to
the point
stay
of
at
anybody
home
doing
and
that.
stack my bread so I can go get a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
No, I think that's why I go start a business.
A
Most
nice
families
car
do that
can
for a
do
business,
more
not
for you than a
material.
nice home can.
Shit, you
Wait,
ain't never
what
been to
you
San Francisco, so you don't
what you
get
mean by
this.
that? Hold on.
What can a nice- what-
you said a nice car can do more for you than
A nice car will put you in rooms and open you up to more people.
He's not lying.
If I got a
He's not lying.
Lamborghini with suburban LA plastered all over it,
He's not lying.
that's great marketing.
That's
And
different
you
though.
live in an
That's
$1,800 one-bedroom
that-
apartment, you look crazy.
Listen, that's
You said
different.
and your
what?
car
But
parks in an
who's coming
apartment
back?
garage.
But who's
it's
coming back
crazy.
to the crib?
No
He's
matter-
talking about if I'm pulling up to the valet at Century City Westfield and I'm bouncing out of that car, there might be somebody else in the valet that's like, "Hey, bro, your car is really cool. What do you
100%.
do?" They don't know where you're going home, so that's a good point.
But you're just talking about for
I'm
like
not
the
saying it's
appeal, the
best,
visual
but
appeal.
That's a valuable.
That's what a lot of people
I guess
do.
I'm not the
I read-
flauny, flexy. That to me is
I
still
disagree. I disagree with you. Because,
I do.
I know. Okay, let me, before you go, like I agree with say if you have like your business or something like plastered on the car for sure, that's different. But if you're talking about like a regular individual, you thinking a car is gonna open doors up to you
Yes,
just because you pull up in a
I pull up
car?
in a hoopty.
People who are immature,
would
they
be
look at that.
very
They look at that like a
surprised.
big deal.
If I come up
that's,
to the
that's
light,
the problem.
if I
You
come
would
up to
be
the light,
very
It's
surprised
not a big
about
deal. I
that.
see you pull up in a
though.
Lambo. I don't
Nigga,
care.
what?
That's
Okay,
not,
so
that's
let's
not a big
take
deal.
Put it this way.
car out
One
of
mic,
it.
one mic.
Yeah,
Take
go.
car out of it. What about like a watch? What if somebody pull up with like a crazy vintage Patek, like, and you look
it
down?
matters.
There's somebody somewhere that's gonna walk up to you and stop
Yes.
you about that watch, and it might be somebody that's up here that knows what you got on. He's not wrong. I'm not saying it's the best idea, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
There are certain things that are gonna make certain people. Just like if you're driving a race car, there might be somebody that pulls up next to you and is like, "Hey, I'm into cars too. I like that car." It doesn't have to be.
If we pull up
that.
to a light and I'm in a hoopty and the man next to me is in a Ferrari, his car's on fire. I'm like, "Yo, your car's on fire." He gonna be like, "This crazy ass nigga, he gonna skirt off." If I pull up in a Ferrari, he's in a Ferrari. I'm like, "Oh, your shit's on fire." He's gonna roll down the window to talk to me, based on perception.
But see,
which
that's-
is
that's-
just a broad idea of.
Depends on what you're influenced by. If you're influenced by material things and somebody pulls up
Man,
in a
if a dude
car,
in a Ferrari pulls up next to you versus a dude with no Ferrari, it's not the same reaction.
Yeah.
So, okay,
There's no way around
so,
it.
I don't think so.
So perfect example, right? Say you got a guy in the most flyest Ferrari, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suit and tie, well done, room, whatever the case may be. And then you have a dude in a hoopty, suit and tie, well done, room, whatever, you know what I mean? And they're going to like a business meeting or they're both trying to get a job position. They both pull up. What if the one in the hoopty has way more qualifications, more skills, can talk better, you know, has more stuff that can sell himself because he's more humble
Right.
in that hoopty? That's what I'm saying. To your point, I feel like just because you have that car doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get into many doors. Because to me, it's all about the person. It's about
I
the
think
individual.
Your mentality's fucked up.
Yeah,
Bro,
exactly,
do
right?
you realize-
I think you're brainwashed.
When you
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You don't need a Ferrari
when you're in
to
real
get to A to B.
estate, when you're in real estate and you sell houses, what do they tell you to get? A nice watch and a nice car, and you're selling the house.
Right.
So how can
But
we say
presentation for a job is different than presentation in
the
everyday
presentation?
life.
And no, it
You're
all
going to
I
a
don't
job.
think
You
that's
put, when you go to a
true.
job, you put on an act.
But
you
you're
put on
saying
an
the same
outfit.
thing.
You put
You
on
have
a
to have a
uniform.
good perception
Your car is a
regardless.
uniform. Your watch is a uniform. I get it. You're representing a brand, or you're
Bro,
trying to
when
look
you
a certain
eat-
part.
No
But
matter
your
what,
day-to-day life,
when you go
think
on a
that's-
date, the girl sees your car before she sees your home.
Fuck that. But you don't. And you want to fuck with that girl because she sees you in that type of car?
It's
It
not
depends
about
on
this.
your
About how life
mentality.
works. This is how
Nah,
life works.
but if you're materialistic-
perception matters.
But
I think
If I see a hood nigga
But if your
versus a
perception
square
is-
nigga, I'm more fearful of the hood nigga versus square nigga.
But if your
It's
perception is changed based off of material items that somebody
That was big
has,
of
you're
you
not
to
looking
admit.
at somebody as the person. You're looking at them for what they present.
I said that was big of you to admit.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're presenting something, you're not looking at me for. You're covering up something. You have something else that you have that you're lacking.
But
when
that's
you have
life.
to when you have to indulge.
Nobody in this room is their full self at until they're by themselves.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think that's
How?
100%.
I think it depends. I mean, you know, it's not saying you have to go out and act a part, but I don't think people actually go out every single day knowing they have to impress or influence or be somebody that has to be represented in society. People go out and don't think about nobody else around them. I go out every day in some dusty slides, some basketball shorts, and a grungy ass t-shirt, no hat, hair everywhere, and don't care. And because I think people are impressed by things that don't matter. I don't give a fuck if a nigga pulled up in a Lamborghini or you pulled up in a Honda. I'm gonna give you the same respect as a man. I don't give
The
a fuck.
same respect and the same opportunity are not the same.
But just because somebody had, go ahead.
Is it safe to say though that you are speaking from a place of how you move?
I think
and not
everybody
the world?
speaks how
I don't-
everybody.
but
It's not
that's
fair
what
to
I'm
isolate
saying.
that out.
It's-
Everybody speaks from a place of themselves.
Okay, but if we're having a conversation about the state of the world in general and not just how me and you would move, because there's certain things that I think each of us on this table would not do, but we're not going to sit up and say that it's not a thing that happens.
No, I
And
never
it's
said
not
it didn't. I know it happens. People do that to be like,
So
oh,
that's what he's saying.
he must got money. Let me talk to him. That's pretty much all you're saying. When you see somebody with a high dollar item, you're pretty much stating you're pocket watching. You're saying, oh, they must have something and they must be successful. Let me try to meet them. That's a tainted mindset.
I'm saying that everything that you do as a human is a form of communication, down from the way that you speak in tone, the way that you dress, the way that your hair. If I see a nigga with half his shit cut off and he comes in the room, this nigga's crazy.
But who you
versus a nigga who has a nice lineup.
Yeah,
that
but who
matters.
you talk to matters. I don't give a fuck who has a messed up lineup or hair cut off.
And that's going to get you in some wild situations.
I mean, it's possible.
By not,
I just don't
looking at the cues. We talked about it earlier. If a nigga comes in 6 a.m. with some liquor and tequila, you're sending a clear message that something's wrong.
He may be, but if he's handling himself well, it's not going to make me judge him any different type of way. So his actions,
you don't
no
have
matter what
any
he
thoughts.
indulges in,
Your brain doesn't say,
no matter what he indulges in, is not my business. It's still the same person.
Or if you
No matter
see
what
somebody with
spend
a
your
paddock
money
on, you don't look at that and say, it doesn't raise an eyebrow in your mind?
It doesn't make me inquire to want to know them more. You're saying it's a door opener or a conversation starter. That me seeing you with a high dollar item doesn't make me want to inquire who you are more.
It is a conversation
I think
starter
you're
though
lying.
in certain
Maybe I've been around it enough. It doesn't impress me to be like, oh, who are you, bro?
There are certain places that you have to be real. You just have to be realistic. There are places like Soho House. There are places that literally pride themselves on you being able to prove what you have and can do in this world.
It's classism. I don't.
But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I didn't say it doesn't exist.
So you have to
I'm saying it does exist. I
you
didn't
have
say it
to
doesn't.
acknowledge that.
I'm saying the people that are impressed by that are a minority. The masses are influenced by
not
certain
true.
things.
Bro, we can go back to level kings and queens. We can go to Africa where the certain stripe
Mansa
and how you
Musa, all that shit.
different
Like,
things.
everybody.
Blue checks on Instagram versus no blue check.
Literally.
This is how humans
But who does that impress though?
It's not about impressing, it's about how you communicate.
It is though, because
and show
people
who
put
you
value
are.
in that because it puts you at a higher ranking than another human. So because
That's how we communicate.
No, that's fucked up mindset.
It doesn't, even if it is fucked up, that's how we communicate.
But that's not how everybody. We're
That's what I'm
agreeing.
saying.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree, on this one. Because you're both right.
No, I think I'm right.
You're both right.
You're both.
You're both
I want to be
right.
clear, but that's fine.
But you're both
You can tell
right
the
in the
culture you're
way
influenced
that.
by. You're influenced by modern day culture, internet society. You are. That's your job,
it
though.
all depends.
That's your job.
trying,
to
y'all.
me,
I swear to God,
varies.
I'm trying.
Listen. No, it varies on a case by case, social setting basis. Like, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think it just depends on your social setting. Like you said, if you're somewhere high class where, it is going to be a conversation starter with the watch, or if you're going to if you're going to stroke and trying to get a regular job, that doesn't mean shit. It means it depends on the person. I think it just all depends on a case by case basis. Hence, you saying if you're a realtor or you're trying to sell property, yes, you need to come with the nice watch, the nice car. But like I said, it can be detrimental to you. It can be detrimental, right? If you have a nice car and a nice watch and say you're driving through LA, that can be a target on you in a negative way. Motherfuckers gonna want to rob you. So that's why you have to realize
that same way goes with a nice house as well. They're gonna rob your house.
Okay, but I'm just saying, upon all the points you guys made, like that's what I'm saying. It's a case by case, base by base social setting, or whatever the case may be. There may be some kind of industries where they look at the blue check mark. Okay, this person has a blue check mark. Let me check them out. Maybe we can use it for this. Or like I said, if you're in a social setting of somewhere upper echelon, he has a nice watch, a nice car. Let me talk to you. So tell me more about your car. What do you do for a living? And you guys can network. It just all depends. So that's why you say agree to disagree.
Yeah, because you guys are both right. There are people that don't operate with,
Wait, Steph, do you think I'm right?
No.
That's
You
so,
think-
I feel like you got the right point.
But that's the whole point of agreeing to disagree.
No, listen.
You guys are agreeing that you don't agree.
No, I feel like he is right and to the point he's trying to prove. There is a part of the world that is like that. I understand and respect that. But I'm saying about how important that really is at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about.
And that's why I'm saying,
and because we're talking about priorities when we started. We're talking about priorities, a high dollar car versus not having a house, and this turned to something else. I'm looking at that person maybe putting on a front. If you don't have anything else behind you doing anything else and you just have a high dollar car, you're irresponsible and your priorities are out of line, in my opinion, because with that money, you could have been set yourself up for something way more than just trying to drive around thinking you're going to impress somebody
the options are
and
a
think
nice
you're going to get a better opportunity.
car. Those are the options. Right, so if you don't use the money on the car, you're going to use it on the
But
apartment.
you're saying nice. I think the value of what we're talking about matters too, because you're talking about a Ferrari versus like a Mercedes or like a low dollar car. It depends on what you can afford and your affordability. But why spend $900 to $1,000 on a car payment or a $1,500 on a car payment every month and you don't even have a place to stay?
And look, check this out. I got a perfect example, right? I don't know where I heard this at, but say for example, if your career occupation is a rapper, right? I forgot who said this. Somebody was saying that he invested his money in getting like a dope ass chain, right? Like dope.
Somebody, huh?
Nah, I'm not talking about me. So it was a rap. It was a rapper that had like a dope. He had a dope ass chain, and he was saying that just based upon his chain alone, a lot of motherfuckers were stopping him.
Taking
He was in the
him
grocery store like, it was my nigga Compton AV. Yeah, Compton AV. Shout out to Compton AV. I think he was talking to t-rell on the interview. I'm back on Fig. He was saying that just by him having a chain on, had a lot of motherfuckers just coming to him, stopping, creating conversations, whatever the case may have been. So that right there alone is going off, like you said, perception, and it may be a conversation starter just off the strength of that. So that can be an investment upon your look off the strength of a chain, you know. So I feel what you're saying with the watches and all that. Perception's a motherfucker, depending on what kind of career you're trying to do. You know,
it's just coming from, and that's why I said I feel like you guys are just coming from two different perspectives. Where I feel like you're looking at it from a moral standpoint. Like I, as a human, am not going to judge another human because of what they have or don't have.
But that's
and
a
you're
lie.
coming
That's
from,
not, bro. What
You
how you
cannot
gonna tell
not
me?
judge people,
Bro,
that's how we communicate.
That is completely wrong, bro. I think I'm at a different level in my life, bro, that I don't think you just may not be able to comprehend.
That's cute to say, but when you see somebody,
I've never judged anybody off a material item, bro. I'm not gonna look at you whether you have a chain or don't have a chain, whether you don't have a haircut or you do have a haircut. It's not gonna make me value our friendship any different, bro.
How you value them and how you judge them are different.
Who said, why would I judge somebody I love or I fuck with? I'm not judging you.
but he's talking about people that you've never met before.
What I'm saying is
That doesn't
even
mean
if you know
because you
them,
have a big chain does not make me more impressed by you.
Bro,
That's not cool.
If an uncle comes in the room and this nigga, and it's an uncle that's always dressed nice, whatever, he comes in with holy socks, he looking a little beat up, you're gonna say, hey, are you good? Or your mind is gonna think, what's going on?
If it's different,
that's called
than
a
his
judgment.
No, but if it's different than his norm, if you're coming in, if your norm is a normal thing, and you come in completely
Even
off
if
norm,
it's
you're gonna be like,
not.
damn, what happened, bro? You ain't get dressed today?
Okay, if you have
not
an uncle
judging.
that comes in fucked up, holy socks, you're gonna be like, that's my fucked up uncle.
No, I'm
My
what?
fucked up uncle is
Why would I? That's my fucked up
Yo,
uncle.
bro,
That's
the
my
way
fucked
your
up
brain
uncle is
works,
crazy.
you
Damn.
categorize people in your mind.
Yeah.
There's no way to not do that.
Not based off material items. You're talking about holy socks, nigga.
That's a material item.
No, you're saying off cars and clothes and jewelry. You talking about if an uncle
Everything
Socks are
is a
clothes.
material item.
If my uncle comes in and he's
Socks
not
are
dressed,
clothes.
what example does that set by me saying by, hey, what's up with why you got holes in your socks if you've never wore holy socks before? You're that's not even a good comparison.
If somebody walks in with a suit and you're gonna think, damn,
Hey, watch
this looks nice,
watch
right?
this.
watching.
The ability to.
Hey, Stead. Pull up.
Six.
Six.
I mean, my
Six.
bad. I'm tripping. Six.
Please don't do that.
Hey, pull up a nigga like Adam Sandler, right? I'm about to kill him off. What do the majority of millionaires and billionaires dress like?
Bum, not bums.
Not bums, but like they
No name
down,
brand,
they,
no
name
material
brand, they
items.
down dress.
Pick that
like,
pink picture.
Look.
I'm about to kill him right now.
Look at Adam Sandler. Adam
Yup.
Sandler's net worth is worth how much? He's probably a multi-millionaire, whatever the case, and he dresses down. So therefore,
Yup.
you can't always
But it's-
assume a person dressing nice is of a certain kind of top tier stature.
Let's look up his car collection. Let's look up his car collection.
That's investment.
That's an investment. Now it's an investment, right? A car's an investment now. A car collection.
Car collectors? cars?
Oh shit!
Jay-
Now it's
Jay
but
Leno
it just,
and-
no,
and people like
because
that collect
cars didn't
cars?
matter a few seconds ago to you, but
The
now
cars
they
you
matter.
drive every day.
Look up the fact that Mark
No, go
Zuckerberg
back,
built
go
a
back, go
statue
back.
of his wife in his backyard.
back.
These niggas flex.
Because you collect cars, that's
click
a
that.
hobby, a pastime. We're talking about buying it to flex, to look like something.
just a list.
He dresses regular. He's not buying this to look like. He's not buying this to pop out and be like, oh damn, Adam Sandler's in a Ferrari.
Okay, when you look at Adam,
He
no,
really
time out. But this is where you're
No,
wrong.
I know, that's my
Leno.
point.
This is where you're wrong.
You collecting
This
cars.
is where you're wrong. Go back to the picture of the old boy. What does he dress like now? To all you guys, I'm gonna tell you. What does he dress like?
Like he doesn't care.
Okay, what does he dress like?
Like he doesn't.
A bum? He doesn't care?
Not a bum,
We can-
like, just not a
okay,
bum,
he
but
doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
It's clean.
He's
He's not a
comfortable.
bum. He's clean.
Yeah,
He's
comfortable.
comfortable.
He's comfortable.
You
You
Basketball
look at him.
shorts.
You don't care what people think. That's what I think.
Okay,
of when I
and
think
that's
of
your
myself.
judgment of him. That does not mean that you don't understand what his true value is, and that's what the difference is.
What-
You know his value is a millionaire, but you can also look
He
at him and
brought
say, "You're a type of nigga that don't
He brought
care."
that back full circle.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't
Thank you. I'll be back.
He did.
I'll be back for episode 2 on Friday. I'll be back for episode 2 on Friday.
You don't have to-
I'll be back.
That's not flexing your net worth.
I'll be back.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's not flexing your net worth though, because he doesn't have to.
But his entire point was that how you look makes people make a judgment, and he just got you to make a judgment on somebody who's wearing based on their outfit.
I did not judge that man and say he didn't have money based off his outfit. I didn't
you
call him a
said
bum.
that he looks like he doesn't care.
That he doesn't care how he looks. I didn't say nothing about his pockets. What are you talking about?
We're
I didn't
not,
prove shit.
we're not talking
Hey,
about
I didn't say nothing about his
pockets.
pockets.
Look,
I
can
said,
we-
that man could
it's
be
time to-
that man could be rich as fuck.
It's time to-
for the last 15 minutes.
This is a good combo. You haven't been. He not
It's
had
cool.
nothing to
You
do
got
with
the first one,
Had
bro.
nothing
You
to do
got
with
the
his
first
money.
one. Are you good?
That was
My
a- that was
judgment
a
on
good-
him
that
had
was
nothing to
a
do with
good
his
one.
money. I looked at him and thought he didn't care about what people thought about him. Not that he didn't have money.
But that's the-
I didn't say he was a bum.
That's
crazy to
But
think that you
his
look
whole-
at people like
his
that.
whole point was that
I would never look at somebody
yes,
like that.
you might not have money, or you might have money. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But how you present yourself is going to subconsciously make us make a judgment about who you are.
Who?
Not what you have.
I did not look at Adam Sandler and think he could not be rich.
You looked
guys
at
did.
Adam
But you
Sandler
looked at him- okay.
Oh,
and said he
I
doesn't
said my
care.
piece.
I didn't say
He
what
doesn't
you
care
have.
how he does it, how he looks.
I said what he had.
To me, that person doesn't care about the public eye and what they think about
I
him.
said
That
who
person
he
is true to himself.
I said who he is, not what he has. And so that was his point originally. And like I said, you guys are looking at it from two different perspectives.
I think we
You're
on the same
looking at
cusp.
it
It's
from
just-
a moral perspective of as a human,
That's a good point.
feeling wise.
That's a good point.
I'm not going to judge another human for any reason, and he's looking at it from a the world's perspective, which is a more superficial perspective. Let's just call it what it is. That people do judge you based on what you have either adorned to you, what you're pulling up in, how you dressed, all of that. That's the reality.
That's why
We
we're in the
cannot
state
argue.
we're in.
We can't
How you
argue
speak,
either of
all
those
of it.
points, though.
But I
We're
know
not going to
that-
argue either of those points.
No,
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 more.
not at all.
It's a
That's-
big ass word on the screen that says "in."
That's a good. We don't have to end. It's a good conversation. What's the point of that? I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it's not a. It shouldn't matter what you have. That's pretty much my point.
You
Material.
don't think
not,
it should?
No.
I think it absolutely should.
I think no
man.
material item at all should put somebody,
This-
make somebody be higher value to anybody.
Because the key thing is, I feel like
No matter what you can purchase
off of
at
your
all.
point, I agree with you. Like, you should never judge because, like I said, for example, right?
Never.
There could be a billionaire walking down the street in the most bummiest clothes, right? And if you have a perception where you don't want to
Gates.
treat him the same off the strength, you never know. This billionaire can offer you the most biggest opportunity in your life. So that's why it's always a good thing to treat everybody equally,
The
no
same.
matter what they
Exactly.
drive, no matter what they wear, because you just never know who this individual is, and that goes down to morals, and like it goes deep. So that's why I agree with the point that you're kind of saying as well. So
And I
makes
feel
sense.
like too, a lot of that's why I feel like we get like an influx of where you see like the billionaires and all them that like go out and find like regular people to marry and stuff like that because they're tired of getting
Yeah,
treated
you're
like
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to they in their mind, they aren't really putting two and two together that this person might be taking advantage of me. Sometimes they don't care just because they want to make sure that they have somebody else that's like, you know what? I'm getting back to reality. I'm getting back to the nitty gritty because I'm tired of being up here. I want to come down here. And I think that's a form of that as well because they're tired of people being like, oh, this nigga got bread. I'm going to do this, and that. But, hey, man, That was a great one.
That was a
No,
good
that's
one.
what's needed though. You can
That
agree
was
to
a great
disagree.
one.
That's the whole point of these conversations. It's not about necessarily being right. It's to open up the minds of everybody. And then when I go, I might leave from here and be like, you know what? Damn, Scotty was right, bro. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. I could be on one side of the spectrum over here. He could be on the other. I could be wrong. He could be wrong. But a good debate does not mean it's personal. It don't mean nobody could be right or wrong.
Exactly.
That's what fair to say.
I was about to say that's what fair to say is all about. You did
That-
your shit, my nigga.
that's
You
what
did
it's
your.
for.
I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate it.
I've been hearing a lot about this show. They saying this might be the best show on the network. That's just the research. That's the research I'm seeing.
Ooh.
That's what I'm
Wait a
seeing.
minute.
That's
Hold
all I'm
on
saying.
now.
Clip.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Hooray. That's what I'm
Cannot
saying.
confirm nor deny.
But to his point, that means everybody is engaging and giving a lot of feedback, which we appreciate. Everybody does love it. Everybody's getting good takes from it and able to add, things to the show that y'all want to see. There's still more stuff coming, so hopefully that will pan out. But for the most part, fair to say, is doing its thing. We appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate y'all having me.
So
man.
21.
So like we ask everybody that for the first time here, how do you feel about Fair to Say since your first experience?
I love it, man. I think you guys are doing something really, really dope. I think I haven't been to all of the shows. I've been to a lot of them. This is probably the one I felt most included in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like that you guys have there seems to be a concept here, right? Like the fair. I like what you guys got going on with the Twitter and like allowing the people to come and interact. So I like it a lot, man.
Yeah,
dope.
we
Think it's
appreciate
dope.
it, bro.
That's
We
what's up,
definitely
man.
appreciate the
Appreciate you
feedback. You
pulling
got
up, man.
great banter. You jumped right in head first. You
real.
gave me a battle. I
My
appreciate
man
it.
Joel Santana
Yeah.
joint Dipset.
Yeah. Oh, and follow Suburban LA across all platforms, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He came with no merch. He got the hat on and shit.
no merch. I gotta get
I
y'all.
know,
That's
right?
crazy.
So
Y'all gotta come on my pod.
Hey man,
now,
let me take my
What's
cookies
up?
back from you.
Man.
You gotta bring us some merch. Hold on, you don't get no cookies until you bring it.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Lazar for delivering the cookies
Shout out
today.
to cookies, you know what I mean?
He
You already
wasn't
know what
just
it is.
woofing no more.
Yeah, shout out to
official.
Cookies. So you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, stay in tune with us. Let us know in the comments what you love, what you didn't love, and make sure you guys stay engaged. With that hashtag. Is it fair to say? We will be back for you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
Holla.
Bye.